Oh, welcome back to a Friday night in the oNiD Arms. Don't know why I needed to sing that, but hello, welcome along to the oNiD Arms presents the Jimmy Broadbent, powered by oNiD, 2.4 hour series, round 3 at Monza. Let's throw 50-ish multi-class cars down into turn 1 at Monza on a Friday night. What could go wrong? Johnny Ash, what could go wrong?
Everything.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Really good. Yeah. It's Friday, which means, well, I'm not on the beer, I'm on the Pepsi Max, but at least it's nice and cool in the man cave tonight.
Johnny, I am on the Galahad tonight. I had to make a special trip to Audi to go and stock up. But I'm on the Galahad tonight. It is much cooler in the shed tonight than it has been all week. But I'm prepared for the onslaught over the weekend and into next week. But what have we got going on tonight? Just tell us a little bit about what we are going to see on track.
So we are going to see round 3 of the Jimmy Broadbent 2.4 hour series on ACC. We are at Monza. We have 37 cars, or 37 teams. Some of them single drivers, some of them teams of 2. We have GT4s and GT3s on track for a nice 2.4 hour race in a reasonably warm Monza.
Reasonably warm and 2.4 hours of a track that is notorious for its incidents. We could be in for some fun and games tonight, but I'm sure everyone's going to behave themselves, aren't they?
Well, I did the driver briefing and I gave them
so
a stern
the answer's
telling.
no then.
I gave them a stern telling off. You know, you need to make sure you're easy into turn 1, because we know from the the 19-20 months we've been running ACC events that Monza turn 1 is a bloodbath usually.
But everyone's a little bit safer because you're in the comms box tonight.
That doesn't mean they're safe.
No, you're still around, so anything could happen, right?
Yeah, I know I'm round. Don't take the...
Wow. Okay, yes. We are on that subject. Willie Thorne eats big dinners. Did you know that?
It's great. He's still got the greatest team name.
Does it now beat race car?
It does, in my opinion, it does beat race car, and I'm going to try and find his team name, because his team name, Eats Big Dinners, is his ACC team name, but actual fact, he's got a different team name on simracing.gp, and I'm going to find it any second. It is considering his name is Willie Thorne, his team name on simracing.gp is, but where's the cue ball going?
Willie Thorne.
That'd be amazing. I think he definitely is alive, isn't he?
Well, he's there right in front of you, and currently on pole position by full 0.4 of a second. I don't know why I felt the need to exclaim it quite so much. I was distracted ever so slightly by the arrival of an Extreme Beef into chat. Good evening. Who else is there as well? Hikers in chat as well. Madball Gaming 618 asks the definitive question of the night. Oh boy, Monza T1 moment incoming, maybe. Yes, the clear, the no issue moment. He says, I refuse to subscribe. I'm a rebel. Well, that's fine, but if you haven't hit the like button or the follow button or whatever it's called on Twitch, then please feel free to do so. But welcome along to the chat. That was the first time chat from Madball. Earl of Ipswich is here as well. This is going to be pain, he says. Andy Hearn, evening as well. Who else have we got? Matt Holman as well, listening in, and Petr Jelinek on chat as well. So plenty of the regulars, but also some newbies as well. Paulstar82, looking forward to T1, but guest part of the fun. Yes, indeedy doody. This one I'm kind of gutted that we're not racing, Johnny.
Monza's not my favourite. I know we were initially signed up to be racing in the GT4s, which there's 2 reasons why I'm glad we're not in this race, because one, Monza's an absolute, well, it's one of my worst tracks on the game, and 2, they've killed the AMG.
Now that's true. I haven't driven the AMG for a while, so that's true. But I do like a bit of Monza, yeah, I would have been quite up for it tonight. But anyway, just on the subject, Willie Thorne gets very sideways. Well held, that man. But yeah, if we're just talking GT4s, and it's good timing because the guys are out on track right now. This is the GT4 qualifying. So this is 15-minute session, and then the last 15 minutes of the qualifying will be for the GT3 boys to go out. I say boys and girls, and everything else as well. But Willie Thorne, currently your pole man from Martin Tomlinson, who Martin is showing us that actually the AMG is still pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess it's just we see someone go off in the background. That was quite impressive. Yeah, someone obviously is a better standard of driver than me because I can't drive it that quick.
Only someone.
I've just noticed, speaking of people that also hate the AMG, but it's actually in a Beamer tonight. Ben Brown's with us tonight.
Oh, hello, Ben.
Ben is in the BMW oNiD BMW team with Dave Selecki.
Ooh, they've teamed up. Very nice. Very nice. We shall keep an eye on how those guys get on. We're currently watching Martin Tomlinson, who has just sneaked a little bit closer to Willie Thorne with that one. So it's Thorne from Tomlinson, then Brown in third, then Jelinek, Oh God, there's a new name, Johnny. There's a new name, and it's a difficult one. Okay, you ready?
Teneriello.
Teneriello. Yeah, Teneriello. Okay, so Teneriello.
Even I got that one.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're not on the Galahad. Then it's Woodley, Winkler. It's a shame it's S Winkler and not H. Rodriguez is 8th, then Wang, then Hooter, then Van Stevelen, Cameron, and Keys brings up your 13 GT4s. Have we got any GT4s yet set a time, or?
No, they've all set a time. I'm just laughing at Dave in the chat. He's gone all Yorkshire on us.
Jenna, He's
not even from Yorkshire.
Oh dear! Hang on a minute. That can't be Yorkshire. They said he said tenner. There's no way they'd ever get a tenner out. Anyway, ex Mintaka, first time chat as well. Where are the rest of the Ginetta boys? Well, this is probably not going to be the Ginetta's strong track, is it, Johnny?
No, absolutely not. The straight line speed in the Ginetta is shocking. So yeah, it's definitely not the one. It's good in the corners, so it's good in the chicanes. It's good in the top of the hill chicane as well. Can never remember the name of that corner. But yeah, everywhere else is pretty shocking.
Earl of Ipswich says, "Can you help the pork get some more speed? I'm about to be left for dead."
It doesn't help that you got Worrell in your team either.
Well, exactly, yeah. Tomlinson's on pole, by the way, so that AMG is obviously not as slack as we were thinking, but Willie Thorne giving it his best shot at stealing that one back, so that could be a battle for the ages tonight, Tomlinson and Thorne and whatever teammates they may or may not have.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. They've got some good drivers. You know, we're used to seeing Ben Brown. We know all about Ben Brown. We know all about Per Jelinek. Them guys are going to be battling as well. So we could see, a four-way battle for the lead. And obviously you've got in the mix as well. It's not just a GT4 race. You've got the GT3 guys are going to be coming through very early on. I would think within a few laps, because it is a quick track. So it could play into someone's hands. We've got 3 mandatory pit stops as well. We've got to do for tyres. So it's strategy as well, and of course you've got turn 1 to deal with. So.
For the lovely ladies and gentlemen that haven't watched one of these rounds before, and if you haven't, where have you been? Just explain the reason for the 3 mandatory stops and how the windows work and all that kind of stuff.
So there is no pit window, but there is 3 mandatory stops. So the reason we've done 3 mandatory stops, and they've all got to take tyres at these stops, is because there is teams of 1 and there is teams of 2. So if you're in a team of 2, if you want to do a driver swap, the people who are just in a team on their own could splash dash and gain an advantage. So we wanted to keep it fair, so no one's got an advantage over anyone else based on strategy. So we did it 3 mandatory pit stops for tyres. So that means your pit stop set at 30 seconds in your box. So your driver swap and everything, if you're in a team of 2, gets done within that 30 seconds. If you're on your own, your tyres get changed. It's just like a normal pit stop if you're in a solo race. So it was just to keep it fair, and it's all about on-track action. And when you pit and what you pit for. You know, we haven't got variable weather tonight, so it is just going to be sunny. But you know, temperatures, you might get your tyre pressures wrong, so you're going to have all of that to contend with. So yeah, it's going to be a really good race.
It certainly is, and I think the majority of drivers have decided that enough is enough on qualifying here. So Tomlinson from Thorn, then Brown is your top 3. They're all in the pits. Teneriello is 4th, still out on track, but quite a way down on his best at the moment, but might squeeze through for another lap. Let's find out whether they do. Jelinek is still out on track. So is Rodriguez, but he's well down on his time. Woodley's well down on his time. So there doesn't seem to be much else going on in terms of finding some more pace at this moment in time, with the exception of Petr Jelinek, who's now 2/10 up on his best and around halfway round the track. So Petr might just be able to sneak another position here.
Yeah, he's just 3/10 up, lost a little bit of time there, but then he wants to jump back into 4th, and he'll want to keep as close to Ben Brown and Dave Selecki as he can during the race, because they're pretty similar on pace. We've seen him in the GT4 championship. There's always good battles with Petr, so he'll be definitely wanting to be in the mix for a podium when the race finishes, that's for sure.
Indeed, a lot drier tonight than it was in the oNiD Rookies race around Silverstone last night. Is it dry all night tonight, or any threat of anything?
No threat of anything. It's static. Nice warm weather. 39 degrees on track, which would be lovely.
I have decided that I only want to race in wet weather races now.
Did you enjoy last night?
I did. I did. Yeah, Dave says apparently Adam likes being moist. Well, yeah.
Giggity.
I mean, to take the win in class was one thing, but to finish 3rd overall, I was a bit giddy last night. No, it was great. It was so good.
Go
really
and wake up the missus. Babe, look what I did.
Well, it makes a change, because normally when I walk back into the house after racing, she looks at me and says, "Did you lose?" And normally the answer is yes, and sometimes it's yes, badly. Last night it was no, I didn't actually. So it does make a change. GT4 qualifying sort of coming towards an end now. Stefan Heuter is 4/10 up this moment in time, so could sneak ahead of Wang here. Let's find out as he comes to the line. He does just sneak ahead of Wang, and in fact not too far behind Van Stevelen. But I think only Woodley left on track now for the GT4s, and not improving, so dives for the pits. So, I want a prediction from you, Jean-Noir, for who's going to take the GT3 pole.
Oh, no, that's a tough one. You've got to keep an eye out for the likes of the Dutch endurance teams. I think they've got 3 teams. So you've got Peter Kasbergen, Jeroen Jongen. They're always quite quick. Peter Brett's quite quick. I think Foldesi for me.
Foldesi's in the BMW, I think.
BMW, yeah.
Which could be fairly strong tonight. I'm just looking at who else. I mean, you always wonder where Martin Thorpe's going to pop up, because he's pretty quick as well. I am also going to go with the BMW. I'm going to go with Leighton Austin. Yeah, just I don't know why. It was a name I recognised, so I went with that one. That's kind of the way I do things for like if I did a bit of gambling on the horses. I go on the name. I haven't ever won very much.
No, I haven't. I think I won the Cheltenham Gold Cup like once.
You won the Cheltenham Gold Cup?
Well, not me, unless I was the horse. But I wouldn't run very quick. I'd still be running. I don't do running. I've got the physique of a fat man.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Now, Sasha King UK in chat. Brett is a slow boy. Smells as well. It's nice, isn't it?
I couldn't possibly comment on his smell, but I think the first bit's not very, very fair on him. I think he's quite a quick boy.
I sense that there might have been some tongue-in-cheek there from Sasha. Madball Gamer was asking, is this GT3 and 4 only, or are the Cup cars running too? No, it's just GT3s and GT4s tonight, but that's going to provide plenty of multi-class action, that's for sure. Madball Gaming says Brett is slow, but that's why we love him, though. I wish people would love me for being slow.
Sometimes being slow is an advantage, and let's just not go there. Anyway, carry on.
Well, it's Friday night. It's Friday night. It's Nicoline, is first-time chatter as well. I'd be wary of car 4. I hear it's got a couple of crazy drivers in it. Brett and Earl are lunatics. So, plenty of love out there for the Brett tonight. And he is currently on pole, just ahead of Leighton Austin. But plenty of time left in this qualifying session. 10.5 minutes left to go. But Peter Brett is not only on pole, but already flashing purple to go faster again.
Yeah, that's good. Peter Brett's, we've seen him throughout the series. He's been pretty good. Foldesi's been pretty good as well. So there'll be definitely ones to look out for. But you've got, like I said, you have got a few wild cards in there. The likes of Martin Thorpe, Leighton Austin, Peter Kasbergen. I reckon Heike van Dreen might get a sneaky top 10 tonight.
Well,
I'm calling it now.
He's driving a Lexus, and if there's any track apart from Paul Ricard where a Lexus should be pretty strong, it's around here. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on.
Straight to the top.
Yeah, indeed he does. So Foldesi, Brett and Austin are your top 3, but we are watching John Walters come out of the Parabolica. He was flashing purple momentarily. That might have just nipped away. Oh, he does take pole.
Wow.
By 42 thousandths, so just ahead of Foldesi. But Foldesi immediately looks like he's going to go quicker on this follow-up lap. This could be a right battle just for pole.
Yeah, I'm just watching the times now. Leighton Austin as well. He's currently just under 4/10 up on his lap as well. So he's destined for the top of the pile. And there he goes. Look at that. Leighton Austin, top of the pile. So yeah, it's going to be tight. Look at the 3/10 covering the top 4, 2.5 covering the top 5.
Well, stand by, because he may be... no, he's finished the lap now. Yeah, Ricardo Mecking has just gone 3rd as well. Just 2 thousandths off of Walters. So he's popped up from 13th is where he was up until that moment. He's one of the DET cars. Thanks Madball Gaming for the follow, by the way. But we've now got the top 5 separated by less than a 1/10.5. It's madness.
Yeah, I've just seen as well. Your own Youngans 3/10 up. Austin 6/10 up. 7/10 up now. And Austin's absolutely flying.
He's off though. He's
off.
off.
Oh, it's a shame. He was really, really gunning. So
let's switch back to Jongen, because Jongen is now flashing purple. Out on track, so I can see that on my screen that he is 3/10 up, flashing purple. So currently on for the fastest time in qualifying. So Madball Gaming says, if I wasn't going to see a local band tonight, I'd be sticking around for the whole stream. Have a great stream, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy your local band. And thanks for the follow as well. Like I said, there's some other chat to catch up with, but I'll get there in just a moment. Because Yongan has just lost a couple of tenths there, getting sideways out of Ascari. Foldesi is now the one flashing purple, but we'll just stick with Yongan to finish off this lap because he's still improving by a tenth or so. So this is going to be super close, Johnny. What do we reckon? First, second, third, or fourth with this time?
Second, I'm going with. I think
you're absolutely right. 28 thousandths off of Austin. So it all tightens up once again. But Foldesi, the man on a move right now. Johnny, are you watching Foldesi? How's he getting on?
No, I'm just watching the times through, but I can see he's 8 tenths up already, and he's just over halfway through the lap. So he's absolutely having a monster lap. So let's see. And, Foldesi, we know he's quick. He's actually joined the oNiD GC3 Championship as well this season. So it's going to be really good to see him on track and battling with some of the quicker boys we have in oNiD, although he's just got a bit messy.
He's invalidated.
He has, unfortunately. That was on for it. It's happened as well. Leighton Austin was on for an absolute perler as well. And he invalidated, and so was Foldesi. But Leighton Austin's, again, was a little bit wide, but 3 tenths up so far on his lap.
Yeah, the BMWs seem to be working pretty well at the moment. Whilst we wait for Austin to finish his lap, let's just catch up on the chat. Hawaiian Rush is in chat. Dun,
wow.
Dun, dun. There's a blast from the past.
Himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Adam D and Johnny Ash, he says.
Hello, Nick. How are you, sir?
Yeah, great to have you back. Mercy Caller says, Adam, can we take the leg off the bingo card?
No.
No. It makes the bingo harder. If you want to play bingo, !bingo in chat will bring up the link to the bingo card and you can play along as we go through the stream. But Austin has lost a lot of time somewhere in and amongst all of that. A second and a half, in fact. But Foldesi looks like he's winding up for another strong one here, Johnny.
Yeah, just 4 tenths up already. Absolutely flying. But look at that top 10, covered by just over 3.5 tenths. That's quite incredible. And
if you see, Foldesi and Bohm are actually separated by the order in which they set the lap time right now, because they're both on identical lap times to the thousandth of a second. Staggering stuff. 2 different cars around one track. And look, there was us saying that Martin Thorpe, and it just shows how sweaty this particular league is. Martin Thorpe down in 8th at the moment.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise. We know how quick Martin Thorpe is as well. So, but certainly it's the update has helped that Aston as well. So that Aston's right up in the mix as well. With some of the cars that we know are really, really quick, the BMWs and the AMGs and stuff. So Foldesi's absolutely going to smash pole time here.
Wow, 148.3, and he parks it. I think that's I'm done.
Absolutely, with 4 minutes left. I just want to quickly catch up on Hawaiian Rush saying, boys, when's the next rookies? Well, in actual fact, the rookie season is coming to an end. I think next week is the last round.
Yes, Spa.
And then the rookie season, well, the rookies as it is now is no more. But we are releasing an amateur series. We spoke a little bit about it last night, me and Jimbo. Spoke about the idea behind the amateur series and what it's going to be about. So look out for details. Details will be coming very, very soon about what is in store for this amateur series.
Stop right there.
Stop it.
Princess JT's here.
Hello, JT.
Really must think of a tune to play rather than just
I think we actually need a sound clip to play.
What's wrong with my trumpet?
Excuse me.
We'll get Claire to answer that one, shall we?
Toxic.
What's Britney Spears got to do with it? If
I'm
only.
not even going to answer that question.
If only. Hiker says, "Hark the heralds! Princess JT has arrived," and JT does say that was better than the last trumpet. Yes, the last. Did you hear the last trumpet?
No, I dread to think.
It's. You know, like I don't know many trumpeting trumps. So the only one that came to mind was the. And very quickly realised that's a little bit morbid. That's like a funeral song. So I quickly had to jazz it up. We've got another two matching each other. Look, Earl and Andel on identical times as well. The Porsche maybe not so strong tonight.
No, I think it's going to struggle. It's not great in a straight line. It's got the Ginetta problem that Ginetta has in GT4. It's got no straight line speed. Hawaii Rush, I can't wait to finish last in all the AM races with only next season. It's about time you got on track with us.
How's that ping
long.
these days?
Yeah. He has to get the old Amster out if he wants to go on the internet.
Yes, well, Earl, I think, did improve ever so slightly there. I'm just looking up and down to see if there are any major improvements going down, and similar to nice slide in the background, and well held whoever that was.
I think that might have been Santon, you know. That was
I think so as well. That was lovely. I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's similar to GT4 qualifying, where everyone got their laps in early doors and then sort of struggled to be improving towards the end.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's one of these, because of the temperatures, you need to go out, do a couple of laps, get a flyer in, go back in, change the tyres, because these guys are going to be pushing really, really hard to get these kind of times, so the tyre wear must be incredible. So I wonder if these guys that have stayed out the whole session and are on the same set of tyres, you know, not getting the same times out of them they would be if they'd have gone in and changed them.
Which tells us that maybe tyres could be a factor tonight in the race as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it works out roughly, so it's 4 stints, so you're looking at about 37 minutes, something like that, a stint. I wonder if people will stick to 37 minutes because the tyres will be going off, or whether people can actually make stints stay out a little bit longer, and see if the overcut will work. So we'll have to see.
Now, Peter Brett has managed to get his Porsche up to second. That's a really good performance there. So he's pulled one out of the bag. We are watching Leighton Austin. Leighton was half a second up earlier on this lap. He's dropped a bit of that though. So just a 10th now, but this could squeeze 4th for him right at the death of qualifying here. Let's find out whether he does. He does just go 4th.
Mr. Shahabi's here, by the way.
Oh, hello Shahabi. How are we, sir?
Yeah, we're all good, Alex. Thanks for asking. It's good to have you on.
Oh, big crash for Santon.
Couldn't save that one.
No, license to spin turns into license to crash, unfortunately. That was a big one. So we've got Jongen still on track right now. And let's give Christian Burning a bit of... Oh, so it was Christian Burning that did the big slide earlier. It's a nice livery, I like that. Nice colours.
Yeah, very, very clean as well. Nice looking.
Yeah, so he is now heading down towards the final corner. He's 0.7 of a second up. So this could be I was about to say it could be a significant move forward, but actually 0.7, 0.8 won't move him even one place forward. So, so brutal when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have to take the positives from it. 0.8 puts him only a 10th behind 17th.
Oh, he did make one place in the end.
Yeah, in the end. See, it only takes... He's within, the reach of the top 10, really. So if he can bring that pace to the race, he's got a good chance of a top 10. So, yeah, not too... don't get too disheartened by making up loads of time in qualifying and not making many places, because it means your pace is there.
Yep. It only takes a minute, girl.
Is that what Claire said?
No, that's what Take That said back in the 90s.
Oh.
But you'd know that, wouldn't you, Johnny?
Mine was funnier.
I
Dan Hyde's here, by the way.
Ah, hi, Dan. Hello.
Dan.
He's just rejoined the chat. Safely?
Boom.
Yes, Mercy, it is 2 hours 24 minutes. That is 2.4 hours. Because obviously, an hour is 60 minutes, not 100 minutes. Therefore, 0.4 of an hour is 24 minutes. Therefore, it's 2 hours and 24 minutes that we'll be racing for tonight. Hawaiian says, 10 times multiplier.
Oh my god, can you imagine? It would be amazing, but god, can you imagine?
Oh, Steve Bain's here as well. Hello, sir. Poor old Steve last night with his drive-through. Did you see it?
I did, but it's just half of the course, isn't it, with Stevie?
I called it.
So yeah, he needs an oNiD badge. Drive through Bane. Come on, Adam, what you're slacking?
When I get asked for them, I will do them. Well, that's not entirely true either.
I was going to say, I'll ask Rob Jacks.
Yeah, well, don't you start.
So these guys then are off, waiting. Are they going out on their formation lap? Yep, there they go. Mr. Foldesi will lead the way.
So, dare I ask for a race prediction?
What do you want? Winner in classes? Do you want top 3 in classes? What would you like?
Winner of each class, yeah.
I'm going to go Foldesi, as I did say at poll.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with an oNiD GT4 win. So Dave and Ben to win the GT4s.
Okie dokie. Well, just to be different, I am going to go with Brett for the win in GT3. And then who is our pole person in GT4s? That's Tomlinson, isn't it? So I was just picking up the field there. I'm going to go with Willie Thorne for the win in GT4. Willie Thorne or Willie not? We will have to wait and see. But they are just coming through the chicane there and heading round into the Lesmos. Foldesi hard on the brakes to try and get some heat into those brakes.
While we're waiting, I'm going to quickly run through the current standings. I think there's only about a minute left.
That's excellent, because that gives me time to run to the beer fridge. Back in a mo.
Yeah. So, as these guys are making their way then through the Lesmos, we will go through the top 10 in current standings in GT3, and it's Cracked Racing. Banana Gate is leading the way from Belton Tarmac. John Walters in second. Vorgan Motorsports with John Banks is in third. Team 711 Peter Foldesi then in fourth, on the same points as Esports Co-Racing with Martin Thorpe. SGP Zebra, Steve Worrell and John Federer are in fifth. FDSR Gentleman Drivers, Dutch Endurance Team White and Dutch Endurance Team Blue, and then Ebert Racing is your top 10 in GT3 in the current standings. In GT4, where is the cue ball going? Willie Thorne leads the way in the championships with 141 points. Phoenix Racing, Kevin Cox is in second. Cracked Racing, Aston Fruit Gang is in third. Radio Check in fourth. CKCZ Racing in fifth, that's Petty Jelinek. In sixth we have Cracked Racing BOP Tourism, so that's Jordan Woodley. SGP Daily Plebs, Martin Tomlinson, who is our current pole sitter, is sixth. Racing Team, great name, Steve Payne is in eighth, unfortunately not here tonight. TWR Thomas Wang in ninth, and Waldorf Racing with the Winkler brothers then, and it runs out your top 10 in GT4.
God, that was beautifully timed.
Nice.
As you can see the field all lining up in their double file, side by side order.
Hiker's got a fan.
Yes, I noticed. Yeah,
A royal fan.
Absolute royal, not just actual royalty, but oNiD royalty as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So we are about... Oh, he's got another one now as well.
Yeah, but some don't count.
Oh, okay. So we are about to go racing. Peter Foldesi will lead us away. We're waiting for that green light, which will come any moment now as they cross the start-finish line in just a moment. And then we are hoping for a safe run down to turn 1. We go green. Brett gets the jump. It's a bad start for Foldesi because look at Jongen. Jongen's up alongside, pretty much off the track. Foldesi not moving from that line. He's had to now, though. Austin to the outside, so really bad start for Foldesi. Three
wide into turn 1.
Oh! And we've got
the top 3 didn't make it around the corner. That's incredible.
What about
Never seen that
what about further back? We have got a little bit... Oh, no, we've got a much bigger incident. That's Earl into the gravel. What about even further back? It's a little bit messy, but I've seen worse. I have seen worse.
Definitely have seen worse. So Peter Brett then leading the way from Jongen. Foldesi then third. That was as Monza starts go, that was pretty clean, but I've never seen the top 3 and 4, well, 4 cars actually not make the chicane on that point. That was quite incredible. Foldesi then, look at that. What a pass from Foldesi.
That is absolutely staggering.
AMG though, so quick out of the corners.
Yeah, so Jongen holds on to that second place at the moment as they come down under the oval and up towards Ascari. Look at Austin there as well. Anyone would have thought that this was a 1-lap sprint, not a 2.4-hour race, but here they go. They are going for it already. Austin has dropped back a little bit there and now into the clutches of Mecking as they head up towards the Parabolica. This is lap 1 then. We're coming towards the end of that first lap and Austin under pressure from Mecking with Thorpe directly behind in the 666 NSX as well. The NSXs seem to be going pretty well around here as well, Johnny.
Yeah, it's definitely been a better car recently. But yeah, Andy Thorpe at the helm of that is really doing good stuff, and then he's got Andy Hearn as his teammate as well. So, but GT4's leading the way. oNiD Racing, Ben Brown leading the way in GT4s.
We've got side by side for second and for fourth, and Foldesi. Oh, that was really unfortunate. It all just kind of, yeah, it was well held, and actually it's all kind of settled back to exactly where it was beforehand. But some really good side by side racing down into turn 1. A little bit of contact, but we all seem to have got away with it to a certain extent. This is Thorpe and Santon now going at it down into the the second chicane, and it's a good move from Santon. Thorpe kind of let that one happen. He can ride another day later on in the race.
Yeah, definitely. So it's I'm just looking at some of the race control stats that you get. And the fastest through the speed trap on the lap 1 was the Aston Martins.
That is interesting, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Alongside the NSX, all hitting 274 kilometres a mile an hour through the kilometres an hour through the speed trap.
Definitely kilometres, yeah, definitely.
The Lexus to that as well.
Yeah, we see now Austin really under pressure from Thorpe. But oh, hang on a minute, hang on. The other Thorpe, Martin Thorpe, is off. Let's see if we can pick up what happened. Here comes a replay.
Big damage. I wonder if he got a tap or he's just lost it on his way. I'm gonna predict the sausagey moment here. I think you might be right. No one really close to him unless someone really outbreaks himself. Too much sausage. All right on the entry, not so good on the exit. Bit much. Ooh. Yeah, look. It's just enough to put him into that right-hand side wall as you come through Ascari. It's really unfortunate, but he'll go in and get one of his stops out of the way, and they'll be. I'm sure they can lengthen their stops to allow for that, and hopefully be back in the race.
Jongen has got Foldesi right up his chuff now. Foldesi looking to move back up. So Foldesi was our pole man. Made a really bad start, it's fair to say. And as he was fourth at one point, now third.
Sorry to interrupt, we look like we've lost another Thorpe, Andy Thorpe, in the NSX. Yellow flag's out for Andy Thorpe.
Oh, what a shame. Let's see if we can find the 666 car. There it is. And let's see if we can find a replay, whether it will go back far enough. No, just missed it, unfortunately. But Andy and Andy will try and find a way back into this one, I'm sure. No giving up round here. So as soon as we can, we'll switch back to the live action. We'll pick up that Jongen and Foldesi battle once again. Any moment now. Or we could just... there we go, that's better. Good timing as well, because Foldesi goes to the outside as they head down towards Parabolica. Now tries to get the old switcheroo. But Jongen is wise to it. But look at Mecking, Johnny, coming up behind this one as well.
Yeah, NSX absolutely flying. And the more battling these guys do, as we see, these guys will be passing the GT4s. I said it had happened within a few laps, didn't I?
Yeah, that is super quick.
I don't know whether that car's had a problem. But yeah, side by side then, and Mecking's in the battle as well, trying to go around the outside of Foldesi. That'll be brave. Yeah, we'll just run him out onto the gravel there. I'll be doing the same if I was Foldesi. You're not getting around the outside there unless you're going to take to the gravel, which is going to slow you down. So, but yeah, the more these guys are battling, you know, you've got Foldesi, you've got Mecking, Austin, Walters, all behind. We'll be looking to get onto that podium.
All of this is allowing Brett to get away. 3 seconds to the good at the moment. Early doors though, 2 hours 17 left to go in this one. But it's pretty close from second downwards, but the leader making a very, very strong start.
Yeah, just looking down into the GT4, talking of strong starts, the oNiD Racing boys leading away in GT4. They've got a nice healthy gap back to Willie Thorne in second, so they'll be just managing this race now and hoping they don't get any problems during the pit stops and nothing with lap traffic. Yeah, to be fair, I think we may have lost one team, but the rest is still going even after massive damage, so fair play.
So Foldesi looking to the outside again as they head into the Parabolica. Or the Alboreto curve, if you really will. Little nudge, but no harm, no foul. But I tell you what, this is really bringing Mecking into play. And we know that NSX is quick in a straight line. We are going to go three-way down into turn one here. Jongen moves to the inside to defend. Foldesi to the outside. Watch out for that NSX, though, as those two will squabble over turn one. Foldesi cuts him off, though, takes the position. What a move, Johnny.
Yeah, he was always going to do him in the brakes. The BMW brakes are incredible. And as long as he could get his nose in front into that corner, he was going to have the inside for the exit. So, yeah, great pass from Foldesi. He'll be looking to scamper away from this battle now and try and keep up with Peter Brett ahead of him.
Word of the night, by the way, scamper. I like that. Haven't heard that for a long time. It was Mecking up the inside of Jongen. That was a send. And
Jongen's just thought, you know what, I'm not going to get any damage from this. You have it.
Yeah, absolutely. He has. Leighton Austin in the process of losing a position to Walters as well. So it's all kicking off here. Very, very early doors. As Sam in chat says, it is full send Friday. And that was a full send, but got away with it.
Nick, that was definitely a move that you would pull off as well.
There was no contact.
Send it.
Now, Johnny, the last time you shouted send it, I then got wiped out.
Where is Mr. Holman?
I don't know, but Heike van der Veen's not had a bad start. Look at that, 13th from 21st on the grid.
He'd say a cheeky top 10 could be in for a hiker if he keeps it all clean for the race.
Indeedy doody, and he's done a peach of a livery as well there. That's looking lovely. That Racing Stronger Lexus. Good work there, Heike. Representing both oNiD and RacingStronger.com.
On a purple.
Now, meanwhile, out
If
front.
I shout send it 3 times, is Matt Holman going to appear?
Yes.
Send it, send it, send it.
If he pops up, it'll be incredible. Austin now is trying to utilise those BMW brakes, but Walters says no. I'm going to utilise the Audi brakes.
Oh, nice. Great move. Touring car move if I've ever seen one from
Well,
that.
it's got a touring car livery, so why not, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Fair move. Again, it's so easy to run people out on the exit of that, and just as soon as they touch the gravel, the move's complete. You know, it's not unfair. It's just using as much as the road as you can. You're ahead into the corner. Leah, is that? I forgot Mr. Dan Hyde's going to be in that car as well. Leah and Dan are in that car in the Ginetta.
Indeed, Leah battling hard with Hooter there, and just lost out there. Couldn't quite turn back to get the old switcheroo against the Aston, but some good battling all the same. Just looking, and Ben Brown. Let's go pick up on our GT4 leader Ben Brown right now. Did I just see a penalty pop up, or was that my eyes?
Andy Thorpe drive-through.
It never rains, but it pours.
No, very true.
Well, apart from this week.
Let's have a look who we've had in the pits already. We've got a fair few teams already took one pit stop already. Can confirm that the damage on the Martin Thorpe incident wasn't too bad. They were only stopped for 1:15 and they were 1:48 in the pits altogether, so could have been a lot worse for them guys.
Oh yes.
Andy Thorpe, very similar as well. He was a 1:14, 1:47, so again, not too bad. These guys will be pushing back and try and get him back into the race. So I've just seen Sander Jacobs is just exited the pits as well. He was in the box for 46 seconds, so I don't know if he's had a change of tyres and a little bit of damage at the same time, but they've pitted early as well.
Who would have thought it? A little bit of damage at Monza, surely not.
Well, but interestingly, Peter Foldesi's actually just entered the pits.
Oh yes, he has.
Very, very early stop. Obviously, he wasn't involved in any coming together, so he hasn't got any damage.
Oh yes, he has.
Oh wow!
Yes, he has.
Now, I wonder if he lost it then at some point. That's unfortunate because he was on a, he battled up to second and was on his way to looking to catch up with Peter Brett. So I wonder if he's had an Ascari moment.
The old sausage, as we see Leighton Austin running very grassy in both of the Lesmos. So there's no doubt in that Austin is pushing hard at this early stage. 2 hours, 11 minutes and 40 seconds left in this race. Your current leaders, Brett leads overall and in GT3, and Ben Brown leads in GT4. Most cars have still got their 3 mandatory stops left to go. Few have taken one already and got their first one done and dusted, mainly due to damage, though. I don't think there's really anyone who's done it strategically yet.
No, doesn't look like it. Everyone's looks like they've had damage. So Foldesi was in the box for 52 seconds, which if he's he has to just change tyre, if he's changed tyres as well, that's not a bad stop. But 1:24 in total in the pit lane. He's made it out in front of Sander Jacobs and Martin Thorpe and Gary Skips. So he'll be looking to try and get as many places back as he can. But yeah, no one's done a strategic stop yet.
A strategic stop.
I've not even been drinking.
No.
That's a worrying thing.
Tomlinson has just got past Harl. I really must find out how to pronounce that name, because I'm sure it's not Harl. No, I won't. No. How would you say it? Harv. Might be Harv.
That's what I said.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What nationality? I mean, this is high quality commentary live.
Dave's saying he said Tomlinson's had an incident, and yes, it does look like he's had a bit of one, because that front and rear of that Merc doesn't look too happy.
No, it looks like when you've been driving a Merc.
Thank you.
I
I
love commentating on GT4s on a Tuesday because Jonathan Earl goes for a move up the inside of Prescott into the Lesmos. Yes, was that a brown trouser moment?
He slid it round the Lesmos and got it done. Fair play, Mr. L. I like that. I can get on board with that kind of driving.
It was great. Oh, as we see Teneriello just cutting across the sausages. Teneriello. That is not taking the mickey out of his name. It's taking the mickey out of Dave Zalecki.
And the various members of the Yorkshire gang.
We've got one or two of those, haven't we? Oh, I think Earl has had an issue potentially with Tuck Gibson. Let's pick up on a replay, see if we can catch it. So the only reason I said Tuck Gibson was I saw a yellow flag against his name as well, but Tuck Gibson a long way back. So Prescott went to make a move.
Sausage. No, it's not. Exit curb.
Exit sausage. Oh!
Curb. Yeah, just touch the gravel. You can see that coming a mile off. Gets a little bit wide out of Ascari. Touch that gravel, keep your foot in. You're always going to end up in the left-hand wall.
So Tuck Gibson did the same at the same time by themselves.
Interesting. It's a very tricky corner. It is a very tricky corner, but does this mean we're about to see the appearance of Mr. SGP himself in that Porsche?
Dun dun dun. Maybe. Or will Earl double stint the start and then will Earl double stint the ending?
Maybe.
Yeah. Peter Kasbergen is in chat, by the way. Damn, I had a BSOD crash at T1. Translate, Johnny, what's the BSOD?
As I think that might be the only person we've lost, maybe that's a computer error. Yeah, it looks like we've only lost one team, so maybe he had a disconnect.
It's Nikolai says Mr. Worrell was about to go into the code and add all the ballast to everyone else. Thankfully, he can't do that.
Blue screen of deaf Windows crash.
Basod.
Basod.
Look at this battle. Oh, that's horrendous. Oh, whoa. And I have to say, there was a lot of moving under braking there. And then Austin just really had nowhere to go. Yeah, replay coming. So I don't know if you saw...
I was looking at the statistics on my screen just to see if Mr. Worrell had got in the car. But yeah, so are we saying...
So watch Jongen. He will move now.
Oh, naughty, yeah. Leighton... I think Leighton should hold his brakes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, naughty from Jongen, both them guys. They're both experienced, so...
drive through for Leighton Austin as well. I think that's because he just yeeted it straight across the chicane. I think automatic drive through there, because I think you pick up 2 track cut warnings there for doing that.
Yeah, definitely, and there's nothing they can do about that. Like I said in the replay, I think Leighton should be dabbing his brakes and not accelerating through. If he had slowed down through the chicane, he wouldn't be getting them.
So he's now got to go in for a penalty and fix that damage as well, because he's got some fairly extensive damage with the old flappy bonnet syndrome going on there as well. So he's not only down to 5th, but he's now effectively got to go through the pits twice. And only one of those will count as a mandatory stop. Is Leighton single crewed, or is he has he got a teammate?
I think he is single crewed.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But if he's he'll go and get his drive-through done, I'm sure, early doors, and Leighton's good enough to. Oh, we've got another spinner. Is that Peter Brett?
Yes, it is. That is Peter Brett. So let's just have a look back and see what happened to Peter. I don't know whether there was a bit of shenanigans with some of the back markers. So he's going past. There's a lot of cars at this point. Yeah, Rodriguez and Hooter. And then Tomlinson.
He's tried to have a dive
Oh, he's got hit. He's got hit
Yeah.
by Rodriguez in the back and spun round, and it's all kicking off at that moment in time.
He's done well to keep it off the racing line, and kind of he was in a tricky position. It's not an easy, especially with that many cars. Look at the stream of cars you've got here. It's so difficult. I can't imagine having to navigate as a GT3 past all them GT4s. And you know, errors do happen. And unfortunately for Brett, he's lost out and dropped to 4th. Hopefully the damage is not too bad, and he can soon make his way back into that podium contention.
Yeah, I saw in and amongst all of that, Leo van Stevelen going side by side with another GT4, whilst all these GT3s are trying to flood through as well. So Leighton Austin has taken his pit stop. He hasn't taken his drive through yet, so he'll probably do that next time around. But that kind of makes sense. Get the damage fixed first, and then serve the penalty next time around. Oh, as we see Leah into the back of another GT4, and wow, the 666 car did so well to avoid an incident. It was Stefan Hutter who had the issue, and he's currently still in the gravel. So yeah, some unfortunate things being caught live on stream so far.
Yeah, it's Monza. You're going to have these kind of interesting battles, and it's about who can manage it better. And you know, the GT4 guys, if they're in a battle themselves, that it's up to the GT3 to pass safely. And you know, especially if you're a GT4 in a battle and you're trying to pass the car in front of you, you're not going to get out of the way. You're going to try and continue your battle and gain a position, because you're running your own race compared to the GT3s. So that's why we always put the emphasis on GT3s must be able to pass safely.
100%.
You know, these things happen, and it's a long race. These guys have still got 24 minutes has just about passed, so we've still got 2 hours to go. So these guys have got plenty of time to make up some positions.
What advice would you give to Peter Brett right now? Because he's obviously pushing really, really hard, and he's just almost thrown it off in the Lesmos.
Just settle. Just settle back into your rhythm. He would have had a good rhythm being at the front. He wouldn't have had to push too hard. Just settle into the rhythm, and the positions will come. I see we've got another car off there in the rejoin.
Oh, it was nicely done. They pulled out of that at the last minute. Well done.
Yeah, for Peter Brett, he's right on the tail of what was. He's obviously got the pace. Just settle, and the positions will come. As long as his car's not too badly damaged, and he can still make it round in one piece, he's still got a good chance of winning this race. These guys are only 4 or 5 seconds up the road from him, and he's clearly got the pace on Walters, as you can see there. The Audi will be quicker in a straight line.
Yep,
but
there it goes.
Corners, tuck it behind. He'll soon get that position back and be back on the podium.
Well, there's no need to be flashing your lights there, though, Peter. That's not how we do it at oNiD. You make a move for a position, you don't flash. But anyway, I'm sure that won't be repeated. And these guys will crack on with their racing. We are seeing some great racing so far, aren't we, Johnny?
Yeah, it's hard to think we're only 23 minutes into the race. It's been full on to start with, and quietly going about their business is Ben Brown in the oNiD GT4 team, but they have got Willie Thorne right on their tail.
They have. He's been getting closer and closer, but now it is serious time, because that's how close it is. We're looking from the back end of Ben Brown's BMW. The BMW should be reasonably good around Monza. You'd think it's pretty rapid in a straight line.
I don't know what it's like with a new tyre model. It was an understeery beast, so it would struggle quite heavily, especially for Ascari and the chicanes. But yeah, it seems to have got the straight line pace on that Alpine. So, but yeah, the Alpine's always going to be benefiting in the corners. It's a nimble little thing.
Yeah, there's also some GT3s in the background as well, just making their way through up the inside. And yeah, Dave Zalecki in chat just saying the Alpine is carrying a lot more speed through the corners. Look at the speed differential between the GT3s and the 4s.
Yeah, it's I think if I look at the quickest speed trap, so Meckin's actually got the quickest time, with the quickest, the highest speed through the speed trap at 277 kilometers an hour in that NSX. So, but yeah, and compared to, you know, the fastest GT4, 258. So that's a lot of speed difference.
And what is the
especially when you
fastest
come down-
GT4 in a straight line?
What, in this race?
Yeah.
Looks like to me AMG, BMW. Yeah, AMG and BMW are the quickest at the minute.
So Mecking actually leads the race at this stage. In the background, see Ben getting it all out wide, trying to keep that Alpine behind him. I'm just trying to switch to it. There they are, or they will be in a second. So let's stick with this one for a little bit as we see Brown and Thorne battling over the lead in GT4. Austin is actually behind them on track now as he's done that pit stop for damage and he's served the drive-through. So let's keep an eye on Austin through the race. Johnny, 18th at the moment. See where he ends up by the end.
Yeah, he's got a fast lap of the race as well at the minute, so with a 1:49.1. So yeah, he's definitely got the pace. He'll got the pace to, you know, to pop up to maybe top 10. So like I said, 2 hours to go. Just settle into a rhythm. Let yourself, you know, let your instincts take over. Don't go chasing lap times too much. Get into a rhythm and away you go. As I see, we've got a BMW with a yellow flag out. R21. It's disappeared now, so I don't know what happened there.
Just going to pick up on Santon and Brett because these two side by side as they head down towards turn 1. So Brett had got ahead of Santon. But Brett now having to remake that move, runs a little bit deep. Santon will go around the outside now. You would think that Brett probably needs to give that position back.
I think the problem is though with Brett, I think he may have had an issue because I think he'd got past Walters, hadn't he?
He had, yeah.
So I wonder if the red mist has descended a little bit, but Brett, yeah, really should be letting Santon go, and he does, yeah. Very.
No, he hasn't.
Has he?
No,
wow.
Yeah. Brett's now. I wonder if Brett has just parked that. There didn't look like any contact there at that moment in time,
He's
and
gone.
yes, we've lost Peter Brett. That's a real shame. The man on pole has gone.
He wasn't on pole. Faldessi was on pole.
Sorry,
wasn't he?
Faldessi was on pole.
It was your choice to win.
Oh yeah. You enjoying that, are you?
I've just noticed Willie Thorne's actually got past Ben Brown.
Oh no!
But Ben Brown's got past Willie Thorne.
Switching to it. There we go. So the reason I was saying oh no was I can't believe we missed it. But thankfully we switch back to the action now, and these two are going at it hammer and tong. Here comes the 666 GT3 car, probably in their world to unlap them, but making his way through the field nonetheless. But Ben defending hard now from the Alpine of Willie Thorne, who's getting super close through the Parabolica, but managing to avoid any contact there. Some really good battling here.
Yeah, fantastic battling. They've got a few more GT3s to negotiate as well, coming up to turn 1 as well, so that's going to be really interesting. I think it might hamper Thorne more than it's going to hamper the oNiD boys. Although there is a dive. Hope that Aston stays true. He does.
That's Martin Thorpe.
Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, you see, man just pulls out, goes round, and neither of these have been really impeded by the GT3s, even into turn 1. So that will continue on. I just noticed in chat, Moritz Wagner says, as they say in Spain, the Ginetta in Monza is as out of place as a squid in a garage. I want whatever he's been smoking.
Did you also notice that he dived into chat earlier and just went, "Hi nerds." I mean, he's got us down to a T, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
I think everyone who's a sim racer is slightly nerdy.
I don't know.
We've all got to be.
I don't think it's quite as nerdy as other gaming, is it?
Oh, I don't know. Got to be a little bit of an anorak to like Sim Racing, haven't you?
Well, yeah. I like a cagoule. That's a great word, isn't it? Cagoule. Oh.
I'm not getting onto these random topics for you. It just
Oh,
goes
what?
down. We just go down a rabbit hole, and we'll end up 3 hours later talking about something random, and everyone will have zoned out, and we'll have 0 viewers on stream. Go on, Hiker. Top 10 for Hiker. Called it.
He's under some pressure from Rathnaika, though. Not in that GT4. Where is Rathnaika, actually? Oh, Rathnaika's actually dropped back a little bit. So, yeah, less under pressure now.
Thank you, Alex Shahabi. We're defo nerds racing pretend cars in our bedrooms.
One, I'm not in my bedroom, and two, yeah, I'm a nerd, so.
Dear. I couldn't do it in the bedroom. I wanted a race car bed, but she wouldn't allow it.
Dear.
We've still got another 2 hours of this.
I know. More to the point, what he actually means, viewers, is he's got another 2 hours of me. Dan says, I am boo the Y are metaphorical. I am just a massive nerd.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I am boo the Y are metaphorical. It's great. I'm assuming that Dan's been on a sherbet or two.
He's British.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Dan's been on a sherbet or two.
Wow. Shots fired.
I mean, he's right?
Well, it's true, yeah. Wow, I feel like my life's going nowhere.
Does he want his button box or what?
Yeah. I might revoke his GT4 license. Time out. No.
Who else's license are you considering revoking? Anyone?
My own.
So I'm just checking to see if we've got any particular battles on track, but things have just quietened down a little bit. You know, we often get to this kind of point of the race where everyone's starting to think about that first stop. When do you reckon we'll start to see the real glut of cars in, or actually looking at it, have we already started to see that?
We've had quite a few cars already been in for one stop. The leaders haven't yet, so the top 10 haven't. As we see, I can't even say that name.
Rathnaika.
Chasing Hiker, by the way. He's less than half a tenth behind Hiker.
Rathnaika and Hiker.
Rathnaika and Hiker, yeah, we'll go with that one. But yeah, I was just saying, top 10 haven't pitted yet, so it just seems to be incidents, or and Ben Brown hasn't pitted for oNiD. But I think Willie Thorne has. So Willie Thorne has pitted, so Ben Brown is now back in the lead of the GT4s.
Foldesi's just got past Andel, but Andel has not finished. He wants that position back, so he's on a bit of a charge behind the lovely DTM liveried BMW. A fan of that?
Yeah, nice colours, good pattern on it. Just saying, one of the leaders has actually gone into the pits during Rongan.
Oh, I see a yellow flag for Ben Brown. Oh
no! Oh no, that's a mess of a car.
Well, it was already, but it's even worse now.
Ascari, I'm calling it.
Yeah, Ascari sausage.
What we're going, sausage? You going sausage? I'm going exit curb.
No, I'm definitely going sausage. Definitely going sausage. It'll be here. There we go.
Oh,
that's a big one.
Oh,
and then he drove forwards
double
again.
ram. Yeah.
I didn't hit this wall hard enough. Let me have another go. Yeah.
Alex Sharby, Martin Thorpe is in the race, but Gary Skipp's in the car. They're at 16th at the minute.
Let's go pick up on the car. There it is, Gary Skip for the esports carazing team. Is it carazing? Carazing? Well, anyway,
Pass.
it's car number
Carazing
5.
I'm going with.
Yeah.
Hiker's in the pits as well, so he's just jumped in the chat. Wow. Yeah, I think we had the same reaction when we saw Mr. Brown's car.
Yeah. Brown by name, brown by trousers by now, I should imagine, after that moment. Yeah, so this is Gary Skip, who is sharing the car with Martin Thorpe, just coming up on one of the GT4s. So like you say, Hiker is in the pits on his way out. You can see Ben Brown there as well. We've got Brinkman and Banks pretty close together. This is a legit battle for position. Neither of them have stopped yet. This is the 87 and the 84 car. The McLaren of Brinkman does take to the pits now, though, to spoil our fun.
He does indeed. So yeah, this is the stage where you'll see people starting to pit. You'll see people, not so many battles on track. It'd be more about where people come out and filter out after their pit stops as well, to see where we settle down for the next stint. So it's a really interesting part of the race. As we see Leighton Austin then on Hiker van der Veen.
Now, what would you be advising Hiker here? See, that's what I would have advised him to do. Let him go. He's faster.
Yeah. Probably not his battle.
No, his battle is that car behind him, Rathnaika. So they've both taken their first stops, look. And Rathnaika for the Sim Racing Lanka team, the Sri Lankan drivers, will now be focusing on Hiker's rear end once again, so to speak, and trying to chase that one down. So I'll tell you what we haven't talked about yet. Oh, hang on. We've got a yellow flag in Ascari. It is Prescott. Ooh. Okay. And that's not Ascari. That's Parabolica, I think, isn't it? So let's see what happened to Paul Prescott. There he is in the very bright purpley, pinky and greeny, minty kind of coloured snail type car. It's a...
Back end just went on him.
Oh.
Got a swapper on.
Ooh,
Did well to just dabble the wall. But...
dabble. Some interesting reversing.
Yeah, probably didn't need to quite reverse that far, but at least it's he rejoined safely, and there's been no issues. So well done, Paul. Keep going, mate. You're doing good stuff. Not too much damage on that car. Alex says it's a horrendous livery.
That's not very nice.
Alex, I've seen some of your liveries, man. Come on now.
Now, I'm just picking up here because we've got Bolm and Andel are pretty close together. So this is Luca Bolm for LB Racing. Wonder what LB stands for. And he's chasing down Andel, which is Midgie Andel, directly in front in the McLaren. So no doubt the fact that we've just picked up on these two live on stream about to have a battle, one of them's probably going to dive into the pits and ruin it, but actually they've both taken their first stop, so you would have thought it would be a bit early for stop number 2.
Yeah, you would think, unless there's damage on the car, but that one doesn't look like there is any damage, so these two will be back now for a little bit. We've only got 2 cars that have not pitted, that's Jay Banks and C Burning. And Cameron in the GT4s hasn't pitted yet, so everyone has at least taken one stop. And the interesting thing is, after the stop, Jongen has actually come out in front of Necking.
Ah, interesting stuff. Meanwhile, the Hiker Rathnaika battle rages on. Rathnaika getting ever closer. But we will also keep an eye on that Midgie Andel and Luca Bolm battle as well as they come down to turn 1. Through the chicane and will now head off to Curva Grande. Close, but not exactly side by side at the moment. There's a few yellow flags popping up left, right and centre at the moment. But every time I then flick to them, nothing major seems to be happening. So I wonder if it's just people just running a little wide in places. But Dave Zalecki now in the oNiD car. Now that one's all repaired.
I don't think it is it?
Sorry?
I don't think it is actually repaired. It looked like the bonnet was still up.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So I don't know whether they've done a driver swap and didn't take damage, or the damage wasn't too bad. It might just be a bit of front end damage and it's not affecting the car too much, but they obviously feel confident they can still hit the lap times and be competitive with the damage. So yeah, they're still going forward. They've got a battle with Per Jelinek by the looks of it,
and Woodley as well.
Woodley,
so this is 3 cars, back to back to back, all battling each other for the same position at the moment. Jelinek looks to the inside of Zalecki but thinks better of it, tucks back in. Woodley runs a touch wide, which will give Dave a chance as they come out of turn 2 and now head up towards Curva Grande. We'll see which one has got the poke in a straight line as they now come around towards the second chicane.
Interesting thing happened here is you've got Jongen coming as well, so Dave's battling for position and Jongen's going to catch them very, very quickly as they come into the chicane.
Yeah, and Jelinek not wanting to lose too much time to this battle either. Jongen now makes the move on Zalecki. Can't quite get past Woodley as well. So Woodley's probably going to have to... I was going to say probably wait until after the second Lesmo, but no, we'll take it before. Thank you very much.
Which is probably compromised Woodley a little bit. As we see Teneriello has got a drive through and Dave is about to have a go at Woodley. Around the outside of Ascari, that's going to be brave if he can hold it.
Especially considering that the damage that car has is from Ascari. Oh, and Dave just couldn't quite make it work around the outside. Gets a bit of a tank slapper on. But now Jelinek will be looking to see if he can take advantage here as Woodley being lapped once again by a GT3. Some of these GT4s are going to be lapped a number of times tonight.
Yeah, the main thing is they need to concentrate on their own race. You know, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of battles to be had with the GT4s, and that's what a lot of people forget about multi-class racing. You can look at it from the outside and think, oh, I wouldn't want to be a GT4 getting past all the time. But in actual fact, it comes part and parcel with multi-class racing, and you just have to focus on the race ahead of you and what's around you, and just be aware that there's going to be cars a lot quicker than you in a different class that are going to be passing you quite often. It's whether you can, how you manage it and how you manage your race. If you manage it well, you reap the rewards come towards the end of the race.
Meanwhile, we saw Walters just ahead of them deciding to avoid turn 1. I think it just ran a little bit deep on the brakes and had to get out of it and take to the escape road. Which has been well and truly demolished already. It's not long that those polystyrene blocks last here at Monza, but even by Monza standards, they are destroyed. So we see Jelinek then trying to chase down Woodley. Let's go check in on the race leader overall, which is Christian Burning. But yet to take a stop.
You called it.
And as if by magic.
So yeah, his stint was just over 43 minutes. As we see Jongen going wide. So Jongen will take the lead of the race. Interesting that he jumped Meckin in the pits, and it turns out that Jongen's stop was 6 seconds quicker overall.
Wow.
Than Meckin, so that's why he jumped him in the pits.
Should suggest that Mecking either overshot his box, undershot it, or had a little bit of damage to fix. Because apart from that,
he sat in the box for 41 seconds. That suggests to me he's had a little bit of damage.
Yeah. So Mecking taking the time to mecking his car a bit better. Did that work?
No.
No? Okay.
Come on, Adam, we're only in our 30s. We don't need to be doing 50-year-old dad jokes. Come on.
That's all I've got. He's literally all I've got. Anyway, let's go find the Hiker Rathniker battle, because a moment ago was down to a tenth of a second. So Hiker's in the stripy car that's just moved to the left there. Rathniker in the blue, yellow and silver BMW that is closing down pretty quickly in a straight line, which you wouldn't have thought. And that is... Oh, as Rathniker gets a bit of a swapper on.
Two things have just happened in chat, which makes me laugh. Princess JT says, every time you say round the outside, I think of Without Me by Eminem. Yes, good reference, I like it. And OTL Matt says, that joke is making me sad.
I think he needs to be making his way to the door.
Or the comms box.
Yeah. Matt, why don't you come join us for a bit? That would be great.
It would be hilarious. Especially with you two doing dad jokes all night.
Yeah. I mean, I am the oldest, so...
We need Chris Martin in this race, that's what we need.
Oh, dear. Yeah, those were the days, weren't they? Now, Skip and Earl. Earl, Sendy, Skip. Let it out. Let it out. Let him go. Let it out? Where did that come from?
Let it go. Matt says it's not happening for Bless for trying.
Oh. Boo. That's terrible.
All boo, Matt. All boo, Matt.
Boo. Boo. Alex Shahabi says, yeah, just what we need. More Coldplay jokes.
Yes. We know it.
Yeah. Peter Foldesi has stopped again. So
I think he's going to have a long later stop. Obviously, he had to pit early because he took damage. He has stopped again. Don't know if this time this was a long stop as well, so I don't know if he had more damage. He was going down the order a little bit, so I wonder if he's just been bouncing off the Ascari sausages again.
Giggity.
But he's dropped a fair few places, but he'll have I'm sure he'll have he's got one more stop to go, so he'll probably split this up now and have 2 50-minute stints and try and see if he can get as many positions back as he can.
Here comes Rathniker on Hiker, by the way, and there is contact. That's
unfortunate for Hiker.
Yeah, that was that almost seemed unnecessary, really, because they were having a really good battle there. Yeah, Hiker's got it all sort of scooped up and back off and running again. So hopefully he can carry on without too much of an issue.
Yeah, keep going, Hiker. That's the main thing. Oh, but yeah, so Rathniker, he's got a yellow flag. Just flashed up. And Hiker's actually got back past him.
I wonder if Rathniker let him back through. Let's have a look on the replay. So
Looks to be like where he is on track, he is actually...
yeah, I think he's waiting for Hiker and is going to let him back through, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he's taking a wide line, just easing off the throttle.
Here comes it.
Yeah. On.
Do you know what? That's good. That's good. I mean, I know we don't mandate that or say that you absolutely have to do that. But you know, where you can do it safely, it's always a nice thing to see somebody do, and they can re-energise that battle again. So fair play, Savvy Rathniker. That's some nice sportsmanship on a Friday night.
Yes. Princess JT is asking how many beers you've had, and apparently you've had less than me. Well, that's impressive. I've had none.
I've had 1.5. So, oh no, I had one with dinner as well. So 2.5. Oh,
2.4, that'd have been good.
Yeah, it would be. Well, actually, okay, let me measure it precisely. Yeah, it could be 2.4. It could be. Unfortunately, this is what I'm like without beer as well, though. So
Matt says the best thing is if you let him back past, you get to punt him again. Oh, good God.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't come in the comms box now.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'm going to go find Banks and Bolm because they are getting a little bit tasty right now. Just a couple of tenths between them. as they come into Ascari. So Banks in the gold and black, and oh no, as we see Bohm get very sideways. Did he hold it? Did he hold it? Did he hold it? Yes, he did.
Fair play, good save, son. I've just actually asked Ben if he wants to come in the comms pod for 5 minutes, because I know he's out of the car. We'll have a little chat with Ben if he comes in, if he sees my message.
Ah, he's so right there. Love how sim racing brings people from all corners of the world together. Yes, it does. It really does. We've got people from all over in this race. We've got a lot of Dutch drivers, haven't we? The old Max Verstappen effect taking full effect in sim racing.
I think we've got 4 teams from the Dutch endurance team.
Wow. Yeah, so that's impressive. We've got a Sri Lankan team as well. We've got obviously some British drivers. What other nationalities have we got out there, if you remember?
I can find out. We've got, like you said, a lot of British drivers. We've got an American. John Walters is American.
Nice.
Mr. Foldesi's from Hungary, I believe.
Oof. That's my default state, by the way. Hungary.
France. Yeah, like you said, a lot of Dutch drivers. We've got German. Belgian. An Irishman in Peterborough. Don't cheer. We've got someone from Norway.
Yes, excellent. Love Norway.
Got a few Scots in, like you said, Sri Lanka as well. We've got a Colombian driver, although they're not here tonight. A Peruvian and a Colombian.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, lots of drivers from all over the world, all having. It's the Jimmy Broadbent effect, isn't it, as well?
It is.
A lot of people follow him from all over the world, and so yeah, good to see so many nationalities.
Yeah.
Nationalities, even if we have got a Welshman as well.
Yeah. Now Matt's very good, by the way. Matt in chat said from the finest towns and cities, and also Northampton.
Hey, nothing wrong with Northampton.
But let's forget that, because look at what's going on track here, Johnny. 0.2 of a second between first and second. Jongen and Mecking. It's game
Mecking on. He's closed that gap fairly quickly. I know we saw Jongen off a couple of times, but nothing to really bring that gap down. So yeah, good stuff from Mecking. I see we've got a yellow flag out for Santon as well. But that's gone, that's disappeared again. So yeah, and Leighton Austin back into the top 10 as well. So after his early incident, he's working his way back through. Yeah,
just remember, so he was down in 18th, wasn't he, after his pit stop for damage and his drive through. So we'll see where Austin ends up tonight as the leaders come past the go for the gap entry, which has now got Dan Hyde in it. So Dan has taken over from Leah. And what you are watching right now is the 2 race leaders starting to get closer and closer. Mecking has reeled Jongen in over the last few laps and will now start to really put the pressure on that DET gold car. And here comes Mecking. In fact, Jongen moves to the inside to defend. Let's go to the old helicam.
Yeah, see how much speed the Mecking cover. Oh, a little touch there, but they're safely through. But Mecking carried so much more speed through that first chicane. A little touch of Jongen unsettled in, but no incidents really. They're both still going, but Mecking having a look then, going to go have a look to the outside of the second chicane. Not going to do the AMG and braking, that's for sure. Just tucks in behind, look for a better exit, but just clips the sausage curb, and we'll lose a little bit of time.
Yeah, Mecking looking each and which way to try and find a way past Jongen. Oh, that's not the way though, out in the gravel and the dirt. So has lost a little bit of time through the middle sector here, just pushing on, trying to find a way past Jongen. But Jongen placing that car in all of the right parts of the track right now. But I'm just flicking back here because we've also got a 3-way building between Santon, Banks and Bolm. So the three of them separated by just about a second. So as Mecking drops back to 1.1 behind Jongen, we'll pick up on this battle momentarily. Santon, Banks and Bolm for 5th place. And Johnny, I think you said that that Santon had a bit of a moment a couple of laps ago, so that's probably sent him back into these guys.
Yeah, he did have a bit of a moment. So yeah, he's obviously the yellow flag's caught up with him, and the guys behind him have closed right on. So this could be a great battle for the next few minutes as these three battle it out for that 5th position.
Yeah, Mecking has closed back in by a couple of tenths, so I'm keeping an eye on that gap as well, and we'll jump to it as soon as we need to. But right now, these three, pretty much our closest battle on track. The helicam is always popular for me round Monza, because it gives you a really good indication of just where the cars are being positioned and how the slipstream's working for them as well. But right now, Santon under some real pressure from Banks. Banks looking one way, then the next as Santon defends up the inside into turn 1. Banks goes to the outside, can't find a way through. Bolm now looking just to see if something happens in front, but good driving from all of them.
Yeah, it was very, very tidy, especially at first chicane, which can be a bit of a pain. Just noticing we've actually lost the Sri Lankan team as well that was battling with Heiko van der Veen.
Oh, that's a real shame. That's a real shame. So we've lost a couple of cars now in this race. As we see the Santon, Banks and Bolm battle continuing. But let's just check out front as well, because that gap back down to 4 tenths. So Mecking has got the making of a really good race here if he can string it all together.
Yeah, he's really, really putting the pressure on Jongen. Obviously, we saw him have a little bit of contact through the first chicane a couple of laps back, but and then a mistake from Mecking dropped him back. But yeah, these two are really going at it. We've still, an hour and a half left of this race, so really, really going to be going for a little bit wide.
Yeah, we're going to flick to a replay here because it's all changed in this battle in the middle. So Santon, Banks and Bolm is the order at this moment in time. But the order is about to change. So yeah, Santon just got a little bit sideways through a second Lesmo. Banks around the outside, and now Bolm will look to try and find a way past down towards Ascari. So some really good battling between these three.
Yeah, taking the outside as well is always going to be tough. And yeah, a little bit of the Dave effect, taking a wider line into the entry. Ascari can mean you get a little bit wide. Well,
this is back live, so Bolm had got past and then dropped back behind Santon, but now they're side by side down into turn 1. So Bolm up the inside, which will now become the outside. Santon holds that place. Nicely done.
Yeah, I'm going to keep saying round the outside because I reckon Princess JT is having a bit of a party, singing along to Eminem.
This is your lead battle once again, separated by just over a tenth of a second. Jongen trying to hold off Ricardo Mecking in the in the NSX was what I was trying to say, but he just runs a bit wide. He kept his foot in, didn't he?
He did. That was very brave. We've seen so many people go on the outside gravel of Ascari on the exit and end up in the left-hand side wall. So very brave from Mecking there. He's obviously keen to keep up with Jongen, and I believe these are actually teammates as well. They're both racing for the Dutch Endurance team.
Yeah, I think so. That was actually the question I was going to ask you, so I'm glad you read my mind and answered that. Was Mecking threading the needle through the back markers as Skip gets a little tap from the purple and green car as it comes back onto the racing line. So this lead battle rumbles on, and Mecking closer than ever before. So this is first and second overall, battling now in towards the second chicane. Mecking in the NSX moves to the outside, Jongen to the inside. They've got a GT4 that they're coming up on. So that GT4 is going to be papping themselves if they look in the mirror and see this lead battle. Mecking tries to tuck in and get a bit of a slipstream, but will now just settle back in and try and close that gap once again, because it has extended just ever so slightly, Johnny.
Yeah, every time that Mecking seems to get close, he either gets caught in traffic, has a little bit of an issue, and then drops back a little bit again. And you know, this battle's going to be really going on for quite some time. They're obviously pushing, they know each other, they're in the same team. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I think it might come down to who can pit better at this rate.
So the Sri Lankan guys got disconnected, unfortunately. They're in the chat. So yeah, great battle that they were having with Hiker. But in their words, hit by the Sri Lankan internet.
Not good. Unfortunately for you guys, it was a really good battle to watch. We enjoyed watching it on stream, so unlucky. And it's always the next round in a couple of weeks' time.
Where is the next round in a couple of weeks' time?
I always ask me questions when I'm not prepared.
I always ask you the same question every single time we stream.
Yeah, and I'm never prepared.
No.
The next round is Paul Ricard.
Blech.
Yeah, I knew you'd do that.
Can't stand that
I quite like Paul Ricard.
Well, good for you. That's only because you won a race there, right?
I never win anything, by the way, for stream. I don't win anything. I just get abuse if I don't finish races. And as Mecking. Oh, he's got a GT4 right in the way. Oh. There was nothing that GT4 could do. He was having to move out of the way of Jongen going past, and Mecking got caught right up behind him. Almost had to stop, so that gap increases again.
I'm not sure that was my best piece of commentary ever when I just went oi, 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 oi,
Yep.
oi. But
yes,
yeah,
Paul Ricard is superb for endurance racing. Alright, so you're very, very correct.
if you can drive it, which I can't. So there you go.
And Shahabi says, yeah, it's good in GT3s, unlike F1 with the stupid chicane on the back straight.
Well, amen to that.
Agreed.
Yeah, amen to that.
All the F1 tracks in GT3 are better in F1. Unpopular opinion. Is Adam not talking to me now? He does this. If I say something he doesn't like, he doesn't talk. Goes off in a little strop.
I wasn't sure how long I could keep it up for.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Did you just see a laggy moment as well, or was that just me?
I did, yeah. No, it's back now. It's back. He went all a bit robotic.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was me, was it?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, let's keep an eye on my connection then. Hopefully it's going to hold up okay. Now the two leaders just finding their way through the GT4 traffic once again. Banks and Santon are back together as well. So Santon, having been passed, is now coming back at them. So some really good battles up and down the field. Leighton Austin into the pits then. So that's stop number 2 for Leighton. That is early.
Yeah, well, the stint was 38 minutes, so it was about spot on for what we thought a stint would be. So yeah, he's probably just trying to get through. He'll only have one more stop to go, so he's probably done the right thing there. So it'll be about 40-minute stints left. So yeah, he's done well. As I see, Jongen's got a yellow flag.
Oh. Let's find out what's happened, because Mecking has taken the lead. So let's see. I hope this is not going to be a GT4 incident here. Don't think so. He's clear of Hooter.
It's going to be a sausage curve moment, is it?
I think it's going to be an exit curve moment. Oh no, it was a final sausage. Oh, has he held it? Oh, wow. beautifully done. So he loses the position, but holds the car, keeps it out of the grass and out of the wall. Really nicely saved. And Johnny, he gets to ride again, but is now best part of 5 seconds behind the race leader.
Yeah, and we knew Meckin was quick as well, because Meckin was always catching back up with him. So now Jongen's going to have all the work to do to try and maintain the gap and not lose too much time, or even try and gain back on Meckin. But we know Jongen did jump Meckin in the pits. We don't know if Meckin had to take some damage. So yeah, pit stop's coming up fairly soon. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
So Meckin now leads by 5.5 from Jongen. Walters is third. Then it's Brinkman, Banks, Bohm, Santon, Andel, Jacobs, Burning. As we see Jacobs take to the pits. Burning, Van der Veen in 11th. Ebert, Earl, Skip, Austin, who is the first of the cars to have taken 2 of their stops. Then you got Ben P. As we have a car round in a Scari. Yeah,
it was Jordan Woodley. Looks like he was around in his Porsche, which has allowed Dan Hyde to get past as well. So Dan Hyde moves up to 7th in class.
So Ben P now in the pits as well for his second stop of the race. Ben probably still licking his wounds from someone doing the old switcheroo on him in Beckett's last night in the wet at Silverstone.
The Johnny Shuffle.
The Johnny Shuffle, the Truffle Shuffle. And who completed that move last night? Yours truly.
Nice.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't me.
No, it was a really nice battle. With Ben. Now let's go check in on Austin. I think he's just got past Skip. So up into 14th goes Leighton Austin. Sorry, make that 13th. He's up to 13th now. Just waiting for the timing tower to catch up on the left-hand side. As some cars are in the pits. And there we go. It now updates to 13th. But where do you think Austin can finish this one?
I think with the pace he's going, I think a top 10 is definitely within his grasp. Maybe even a top 8. It depends how well his next couple of stints go, and if he can stay out of trouble. He's definitely got a good point score and a finish in him. Definitely, he's got the pace. So yeah, fingers crossed. It'll be a nice finish for him.
I'm going to say he'll finish 7th.
Ooh, interesting.
It's not a scientific equation, it's just pulling a number out of the air.
Yeah, well, this is what we like about endurance racing. He's had to drive through. He had an incident with Jongen. He's gone in. He's got his damage fixed. He took his drive through. He's still going, and he's going to be right in the midst of the top 10 come the end of the race. So, and it'll be a good points haul for him as well. So, very important with endurance races. Mr. Shahabi, will there be another 2.4 multi-class series? Regretting not signing up watching this. More than likely, yes. But it won't be the next Friday series in Jimmy. It'll probably be the one after. I'm looking at doing something different on a Friday once this series finishes. But yeah, we'll probably run it a bit like the Project Cars 2 days. Always see Mr. Foldesi having a right moment. Bit of damage, bit of contact. Not going well for our pole sitter this evening. I think that might be him calling it a day, whether he returns to the garage. But going back to your question, Alex, yeah, there will be. I'm going to try and do it on a cycle, like we used to do with the Project Cars 2 stuff. Keeping this as kind of a baseline series that we'll always do, but every other series we'll try and do something different in between. Keep it fresh. So there'll be definitely something for you to sign up for on a Friday night, I'm sure, mate.
It's Nicoline says, I'm not saying commentator curse is real, but both Foldesi and Brett have had terrible races.
It's true. You chose Brett to win. I said Foldesi, and yeah, they're both not doing very well. Let's go and pick up. I've just seen Julian Reinhardt has got a yellow flag. We haven't even picked up on our league partners of Reinhardt's Motorsports. Julian's, I think, had a sausage
moment de sausage.
Yeah, Mr. Faldesi's car looks in the right state as it goes past, but yeah, I think this is going to be inside curb coming up. Unsettled it, yeah. Slide. Keep it out of the wall. Oh, does well to keep it out of the wall.
I thought he was then going to drive into.
That'd be something I did. Definitely wouldn't.
Yes, it would. But yeah, I think that is Durian's first lap out as well, just taken over from Rob Zamanska.
So Rob obviously double stinted then. So Durian stepped in the car, so good stuff from them guys. They're still going, that's the main thing. Mr. Faldesi's in the pits, and I probably would hazard a guess that might be the end of his race. As we see, Jonathan Earl has come into the pits as well. Are we ready? Does that mean
it's got to?
Adam?
Yeah.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
It's got to be, it's Worrell time!
It's Nikolai said, is this potentially Mr. SGP himself coming in? Yeah, it's got to be.
If not, then what's happening is he would be doing the Johnny 2.4 strat of doing about 3 laps and then letting his ringer teammate do everything else, right?
Hey, we won the AM Championship.
Exactly, yes.
It's a true strat, it works.
But look...
Yes, Mr. Worrell is in the car. Praise be to Mr. SGP.
Yeah. Parkin jumps in and says, speech marks, we. Yes. No, it was definitely WVO that won that title, and Johnny did a couple of laps. Hold on,
I definitely carried him at Silverstone. I carried him at Silverstone, and I carried him at Zandvoort. And by the way, Parkin, you missed Parkin's initial comment of it's a Worrelling time for all of us. Get out. Oh, we need him in the comms booth.
Yeah, Parkin, you can come join us.
We need him in the comms booth. Do you know why? Because he can say that name in Yorkshire and it'd be really funny.
Yeah, let's see whether he pops up and we'll get him to read out the name of car 777. If he happens to read it out in the exact same way that Dave suggested. Parkin's bailing on us as well. Boo!
No one wants to come and join us.
Are you surprised?
That's true, yeah.
Oh, dear. So, Ricardo Mecking then leads by 8.9. Oh, Jongen's in the pits, that's why. Tenor Ilu, he says. He got the tenor bit right, didn't he?
Tenoriello.
Yeah. Oh dear. We do have an offer in chat though.
We do. Let's see if I can do something about it.
It's going to mean Johnny doing some technicals, and that's always an interesting thing to listen into, because what you'll generally get in the background is a bit like when my dad reads the instructions to a board game, and you just sort of get this
actual fact, if we go in the comms booth in the Jimmy server,
you're going to make me move?
Yeah, because there's something I can do.
Okay, so we are doing some jiggery pokery in the background here. Bear with us. So we have now switched comms booth. Johnny, you there?
I am, and Earl of Ipswich should be able to see the comms booth as well, and should be able to join. Let me just double check. Can see, and he can connect. There we go. There he is.
Good evening.
Evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. That was interesting.
But how, yeah, was it? It looked hard work out there. I wouldn't want to be doing.
Not gonna lie, I was literally. I think I might have snapped my brake pedal if I carried on like that. I was pushing.
And how do you think Steve's going to do now?
Well, he's been saying he's doing 51s, low 51s. So that's good. It's not far off where I was. So, yeah, I'm hoping he's going to catch up with the guys ahead. To be fair, we got the pace too. We said we'd be after the start. We'd be delighted with a top 10, which I know is a push, but I was a lap down. So.
You did have an early moment, didn't you, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, well, I got pushed out into the gravel turn 1 and spun round. I had to literally sit there while everyone filed past, including the GT4s.
Oh, yeah.
That was pain. And then as I was pushing, I just lost it coming out of a Ascari. Typical Porsche thing on a curb, and it just shot me into the wall. Over a minute's of damage.
Yeah, you just have to look at a curb in a Porsche, don't you?
Yeah, it's not the car at the moment.
No,
give it a single lap around here, it's quick, but when you're battling in a straight, it's impossible to sort of keep up with anyone.
Yeah, what I was saying, it's a bit like the Ginetta of the GT3s, isn't it? It's
100%. Yeah.
It's brilliant in corners, but in a straight line, it's absolutely useless.
It is, and like, yeah, as I said, like I had a race at Barcelona over a lap. I'm quick. I was up there like with a sort of qualifying at the top, and then got to the race. And I was just being driven past by everything, including Nissans, BMWs, Audis, everything.
Yeah,
I mean, I was struggling to get past a Porsche GT4 in a straight here. it was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah,
as Steve's finding out now.
Yeah, poor old Steve. But Mr. SGP himself is in the car. It's currently sat in 14th, so you're hoping for a top 10, which is probably
that's what I'm aiming for. It's a high sort of jump up, but I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I think you can probably make.
Bear with us whilst we get the commentary back. Basically, Discord just had a big fart.
But now try and get past people now.
So, guys, whatever you've just been saying for the last 10 to 15 seconds, you're going to need to repeat it because Discord had a fart and crashed. But
beautiful.
Yes,
lovely.
We're all back now.
Yeah, we're just saying, he's catching the guys ahead. It's just trying to get past them's the bit hard part now with the Porsche. That's the difficult bit, I think.
Yeah,
but
and we know from with Steve's raced in our rookie series, and he in the Porsche every time. We know he's got the pace. There's a couple of things it does depend on, that he doesn't lose it on the last lap of the race, and he doesn't get scared by his misses walking in.
Yeah.
Yep, that both happened at Silverstone, funnily enough. Battled hard at Silverstone, got up to sort of P8, and then he tried to lunge a GT4, never a good idea, and then his missus come in and scared him.
Yeah, it happened. Was it, Adam, the Brands Hatch race in the rookies?
I believe so, yes.
He was leading, wasn't he? I remember him saying about this.
Yeah, he was leading the silver class in the rookies, probably 3 laps from the end, 3 laps from a victory, and yeah, apparently he was came in and scared the life out of him.
I spoke to him just after that. I've never seen him so upset. Oh, he's catching Van der Veen though.
Importantly, it's Nicolai has just pointed out. Don't forget hitting the ignition and turning the engine off. Has he got form for that as well?
Yeah, he I've asked him to debind his button, but he hasn't done that yet. Literally at Silverstone, he come out of the pits, going through Maggots and Beckett's and just turned the engine off.
Oh no!
Which is always a good sign.
What was he trying to do?
I think he was just steering and got his. He must have really fat thumbs, old Steve. Bless him. I shouldn't call him old either. I'll get in trouble for that.
Yeah, definitely. Don't call him old. Jesus.
Banned from SGP, won't I, for life?
Well, I actually had the pleasure of meeting Steve a few times in the last few weeks, and I thought I was quite a tall bloke and quite a I'm quite a fat bloke, but Steve actually towers above me, so
he's massive, isn't
he? Yeah.
I haven't met him yet, but we're going up to see Jimmy in August at the Praga Cup at Donington, and obviously Steve will be there, so it'll be the first time meeting Steve, so
yeah,
it'll be emotional.
Bloke. Yeah,
I'll end up looking up to him literally.
Yeah, no, he's a lovely bloke, and yeah, you guys really pushing hard, and you've raced I think every race of this series, haven't you? So
yeah, we're sitting 5th in the championship, which is we're really happy with. That's like insane for us.
Yeah, that's good. And how are you enjoying the series?
Oh, I love it. It's so much fun. Honestly, so much fun. I think
It
the
was
GT4s just add that a little bit of danger in there, which is nice.
Yeah, it was always a something that I wanted to do. We run a 2.4 series before this on oNiD, just GT3s, and it was good fun. And then we held the Jimmy race when we first took over running Jimmy's events, and everyone, the feedback we got from it was like, "This is amazing. We need to do this as a series." But asking people to do a 2.4 race every week just seemed a bit much. So I like it. I like the format.
I think it's nailed how it is at the moment. Like the bi-weekly, and then the tracks that have been picked are actually really good so far.
It's about picking the right tracks, especially if you want the GT4s. There's no point doing Alton Park or Brands Hatch or any of the smaller tracks, because it just becomes, like you said, the GT4s do add a little bit of danger and a little bit of thinking. Around there, it'd just be horrific.
Oh, Hikers run off.
Yes, Stevie boy.
Let Steve through.
Look at him go. So proud. Yeah, I know from experience. I worked in British GT for a few years, and GT4 drivers hate Alton Park because of the GT3 drivers.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, no, we obviously did the Barca race, and we loved it. It was so much fun. So
yeah.
Me and Steve were saying after that, we've got to find one. They've got to do this. They've got to do this. Like, it was so much fun. And yeah.
Yeah, I was in talks with Steve shortly after the Barcelona test race, and he was like, basically, he said if we didn't do it in Jimmy's, or only didn't do it for them to join in, he was going to do it via SGP.
So he basically gave you an ultimatum.
Basically, you do it, or I'm taking it away from you, and I'm doing it. So I was like, okay, we'll do it.
Well, off you go then. But it is, honestly, it's such a good format. Really, thanks for putting it on. Honestly, so much fun.
Hey, not a problem. We enjoy these Friday nights. We always used to do a bit of the oNiD Arms, as we call it, me and Adam, where we have a few beers and have a chat Friday night, and it just seemed to be the right thing to do, and have a bit of racing in the background and see plenty of drivers turn up and enjoy it. And we had a question earlier if there's going to be another series. There will be. It's going to be we're going to do something else before then on a Friday, but it will definitely be in the rotation. I'm going to do kind of like 2.4 series, then do another championship, and do the 2.4 series again. So it will be hopefully 3 times, maybe twice a year. This will come around. It's been a big hit, and it's something that we want to get everyone into.
Well, me and Stevie will be there for sure.
That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, we're loving it. So yeah, cheers guys, appreciate it. And yeah, it's all about consistency. That's what we've found.
Johnny, did you hear the words that I heard earlier as well?
What's that?
Praga Cup, Donington, August.
Yeah, I think I'm on holiday.
Me and my missus actually did staying a few days extra on holiday to go to it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm dragging her along. She'll love it.
Very
which
nice.
weekend is it?
It's like the 23rd and 4th, I think, of August. It's with the truck racing as well, which is even better.
Yeah, I think that weekend I go on holiday on the 22nd, which is Monday. Maybe. See if I can.
Seeing this right, Steve's battling with the leader.
Yeah, he
He's
seems
got
to be
some
quicker than the
pace.
leader at the moment.
Fresher tyres. I think Meckin's been out quite some time.
No,
He'll
Mecking
pull
had
away
a
now.
fairly recent
Oh
pit.
no, it is fairly recent. It's only been 8 minutes, so Steve is keeping up.
Come on, Steve. What a boy. He's honestly, since I knew him, he's come on such a long way with his driving.
Yeah, no, I was saying that. I was saying that to him actually.
Oh
When
no! Oh, as he almost loses it.
He's all right. He's still pointing in the right direction. That's the main thing.
You almost sniped your own teammate. Good job.
Yeah, that would have been impressive. I'd have gone back and he would have been shouting at me.
Either that, or his missus just walked in the room and he went off the track. One of the two.
Could be that, or he was trying to have another sip of beer. It's probably that one.
Well, it is a Friday night. So Mecking is your leader, by the way. Johnny, gap has come down to 2.1 though, so Jongen is on it a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, they've both cycled through the pits fairly recently as well, and we know that Jongen was quicker in the pits. I'm going to see who was quicker in the pits that time. So Jongen was actually slower than Mecking in the pit, so it is Jongen's pace that's bringing him towards Mecking as well. So it's good stuff from Jongen. This battle's going to go right to the death, I think.
Yeah, Yongan was almost a second faster than Mecking on the last lap. So, yeah, we will keep an eye on that gap. Next track, remind me, Johnny, is where in 2 weeks' time?
2 weeks' time, we are at. I checked this all about.
Oh, it's Paul Ricard, wasn't it? Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard. Yeah.
So what you thinking about that then, Mr. Earl?
Straight line speed again. Like the Porsche is absolutely rapid through set to 3 and set to 1, really quick. But it's just that kilometre long straight where it really struggles. It's whether you want to compromise the first 2 sets, like the first and last sector, so much that you get a bit of pace in the straight line, or hold it all back and just get driven past. But when the race gets in, it's more stable. That's the thing.
The last 2 races of the season are not going to be kind to you, with Paul Ricard and Spa as the last 2 races.
Spa's an interesting one in the Porsche with the right setup. You can do 17s easy.
17s. I've never done a 17. Jesus, too quick.
I hadn't until recently, until I got the Porsche in the horrendously deathly feeling setup from George Boothby.
Fair enough.
So I don't know if it would run that, to be honest.
Not unless you want Steve dying at Eau Rouge every lap.
That would be quite funny, though. I mean, no, it wouldn't.
No, he's your teammate. You've got to be supportive.
I mean, come on, Steve, as he ends up lunging someone.
Oh, brilliant stuff.
If you follow these, but yeah. Oh, dear.
Brinkman and Banks we're just looking at, by the way, because these two getting pretty close together, just 3/10 between them. So these two have had a few battles this evening. Banks and has also had plenty of fun with the likes of Bolm as well as the race has gone on. But this one is definitely one to watch out for as the race continues on. We are under an hour left to go, Jean Noir.
Yeah, we are indeed. It's been a good race. I think there's a lot more to come from it. I would like to see, obviously, the SGP boys up in the top 10. I'd love to see Hiker in the top 10. And it'd be nice to see if the oNiD boys can battle their way back through to a decent position in the GT4s. But touching on endurance races, as Mr. Earl is here, do you like endurance races?
I love endurance races.
Do you like really long endurance races?
I do love really long endurance races.
Well, keep an eye out this week.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
That's all I'm saying.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, just keep your eye out this week. Maybe an announcement coming.
As long as it's a Porsche friendly one.
Quite possibly.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Quite possibly. Yeah, so yeah, keep an eye out this week. There is a big announcement coming. Not going to spoil it, but there is something coming.
Not going to spoil it, but...
Not going to spoil it, but it's the 360 hours of Alton Park.
And everyone has to drive a writer.
Yeah.
I'm in again. Alton is my favourite track, so I'm in. Perfect, sorted.
The 12-hour Ginetta single spec series round Spa.
you could fall asleep up Eau Rouge and through the Kemmel Straight.
Oh, the 72 hours of Ferrari Cup Challenge around Bathurst.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, that one I'm not about.
In the wet.
I'm washing my hair that day, or 2 days, or 3 days.
I'm not even going to be in the comms booth for that one.
You laugh about the Ginetta. We ran it in British GT, won it. It was quick in a straight line back then.
I started ACC. My first car in ACC was a Ginetta. I absolutely love the thing. It sounds like an angry wasp. But I actually run it in. We had our first multi-class series about a year ago, and I actually run it in that and had some good results in it. You know, even around Spa, I think I qualified like in the GT4 class, like second.
That's impressive. That.
Yeah, it was really good, but I think they've slowly killed it.
That sounds that sounds like real life. To be fair, they did that to us.
Yeah.
So what did you used to do in British GT then?
So I was with a team called HHC, who were actually in this game, funnily enough. And I was their sort of media and PR guy.
Nice.
For like nearly 10 years, and then I got roped into doing pit stops. I was part of the I was the fireman for the refueling.
Oh, so you just stood there with a fire extinguisher in a really warm suit on a hot day?
Pretty much. And when we moved to McLaren's, I had to put them out a lot.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny. We had Will Dendy in. Was it sixth? Well, it was first round. We had Will.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And he was saying how the McLarens kept catching fire.
Yeah, it's great fun when you're the one holding the extinguisher. Well, McLaren didn't design them too great. Let's just say that. The overflow fuel pipe, when you start the engine, comes up out over the exhaust, which flames when you start the engine.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
it's
Smart.
genius if you're working on a pyrotechnic machine, but
It's like
Yeah.
it's like the NASCARs. I'm a big fan of NASCAR, and when you see
Love
them,
NASCAR.
are you really?
the guys they pull out of the pits, and the fuel's still attached as they start moving, and then all of a sudden you just see flames coming out of the nozzle, and you're like, oh my god, that surely can't be safe.
F1 needs to bring back refueling.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes,
Anything to make it more interesting.
exactly. Mind you, I went to the Grand Prix the other week, and that was interesting. That's
You went to one of the greatest races of all time,
Just
I
all
think.
time.
Oh.
Exactly. It was great race.
Absolutely. It was the first year for donkey's years that I haven't been. Yeah. We
What
just,
a one to miss.
Yeah, we left it too late to get tickets and it was all sold out. Just couldn't get anything.
Yeah, I did pay quite a bit for mine.
Yeah, the only thing that we had left that we could have gone for was hospitality. I was like,
Not paying that.
no.
Definitely not. No, that's too much money.
Easy indeed. Gap out front, by the way, is down to 1.8. So Jongen's still closing that gap at the moment. Although,
Walters, they're dragging Walters with them as well.
yeah, Mecking was slightly faster on that lap than the pair of them. So maybe just starting to stabilise things a little bit, but definitely worth keeping an eye on all of that stuff as well.
I can't believe how close some of these battles are after an hour and a half, 2 hours of racing. Some guys are like just a couple of seconds apart, which is always incredible to me over such a long race that can be so close together. It must be so sweaty.
Yep, I can confirm that, especially the Silverstone first stint. That was one of the best battles I've ever had on ACC, that top 6 battle.
Oh, that was mad, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the mad.
That was the last round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you weren't here, Jean Noir.
I wasn't.
Oh, you missed a great one.
I was drinking my body weight in Peroni for free.
Ooh, that's
Jesus, that's a lot of Peroni.
That's a lot. Oh.
Yeah, well, I think before I left the last count, my friends were counting how many I'd drunk, and I was 23 bottles in at 11 o'clock.
Wow!
That's impressive. I
didn't
would like to
feel
shake your
impressive.
hand.
I didn't feel impressive in the morning.
I seem to remember you were a little bit grumpy on the Saturday as well.
I was grumpy till about the following Thursday.
That's the problem when you get older. Hangovers stay longer.
We were supposed to go back out on the Saturday, and I was like, nope. No, not a chance.
Jongen's less than a second behind now. So Meckin had a bit of a rough lap that time around. We were riding on board with him when he went a bit deep into the second chicane. So Jongen now coming at him pretty quickly. So once again, this is the lead pair about to go at it. Leighton Austin watch, by the way, he's up to 7th. Where did I say he'd finished, Johnny?
You said 7th. So
I
fair
did,
play.
yeah. Which means I'm actually going to be wrong, I think, because he's already just 1.2 behind 6th. So, yeah, Leighton having an absolute barnstormer of a race. I don't know what a barnstormer is, but I've heard people use the word, so I'm going to be using it as well.
Barnstormer, I like it.
I still want to know what it means going hammer and tong as well.
I think that's an old blacksmith saying.
Ah, it makes sense.
I think.
Yeah, really going for it. Guys, I'm going to leave you for 2 minutes. I need to go for a quick bathroom break.
Oh,
Okay, so we will now time Johnny to see whether it was a 1 or a 2. But, so, Mr. L, how did you get into sim racing?
I've always loved motorsport since I was a kid. Since I was like 4, 5. My dad was like a massive touring car fan. I know, don't say that around here.
What? Definitely say that around here. We're huge touring car fans.
That's what we like to hear. So, yeah, he took me when I was like 4 or 5. Me and my brother and my mum, we all used to go down to Brands Hatch. It's only about half an hour from my house. And then we bought a PS1 and he got Toka touring cars on that.
Oh, yes.
Best game of all time. Bought a wheel and I started doing that when I was younger. As I started to move up, I got my PS4. Project Cars 2. Project Cars 1, sorry, was where I first sort of stepped properly into it. Then Project Cars 2, I got into leagues. And then lockdown happened. And I was obviously working in real life motorsport at the time. And I was like, oh, what should I do? And all the boys were like, come sim racing. I was like, okay. So I built a computer, got my rig. And yeah, that's how it started.
Wow.
And now I put over 1,000 hours in this game.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you know, obviously nothing good can ever be said about COVID and the effects it had on the world and things like that, but in terms of like silver linings and stuff, the amount of people who found sim racing during lockdown and or sort of took it to a new level and were able to really get stuck in and involved, it's done a huge amount for this hobby, isn't it?
It's unreal. Like, I think getting all the F1 boys and the big guys involved in the races during lockdown helped massively. It opened a new world of people into it. A lot of like the older, like my dad was like, what's sim racing? And he watched a few and he's like, oh wow, this is incredible. And he's like had a go now and he loves it. Like, I think it got so many more people realise it is proper racing. Like, all right, it's not physical, like it's in front of you, but it's still racing. It's still competitive.
Mm.
And if anything, it's probably better because you're not worried about destroying a £500,000 car.
No, I mean, in Johnny's case, he's really not worried about it, and we'll just quite happily destroy anyone's £500,000 car, really. Yongan just dropped back a little bit as they've come through some of the traffic. So Mecking just getting away a little bit on that last lap. Yeah, he's about half a second quicker than Yongan. The pace, so Mecking still down in the 49.5s on that last lap. Fastest lap of the race is Ricardo Mecking with a 49.347. So his pace, even at this stage of the race, is still pretty strong.
Good to see that Honda going strong.
It's, do you know, it's one of those cars that is really, really up and down, isn't it? You know, some tracks it is absolutely incredible, and others it's poop.
And it's good to see the Merc up there as well. I've noticed they've been struggling a little bit as well.
Yeah, and Johnny and I were discussing earlier how much the GT4 Merc has been struggling since the latest GT4 update as well.
Proper nerfed, doesn't it?
Yeah, which is a shame because that is my GT4 car of choice. Absolutely love driving that thing.
Yeah, it is good fun. I kind of have to go for the McLaren, so I don't know if that's had a buff recently or not.
Do you know what? I've not spent a huge amount of time driving the GT4 McLaren. I'm so obsessed with the Merc. That's literally all I ever drive in GT4.
It is a good looking car, the Merc.
Yeah.
I think you could land an aircraft on the front of it.
Yeah, which makes it a little bit difficult to judge racing close with other cars sometimes.
So what you're saying is you've just hit everyone up the arse?
No, I would never do that. No,
never do that.
That's not my style.
That's all right.
Not on purpose, anyway.
Touring car racing, Robbins racing, right?
Exactly. So you're a big BTCC fan these days as well?
Love it. Yeah, love it. Like, I worked in that for 2 years as well.
Oh, who did you work for?
I was with Welch. I shouldn't say that. Welch Motorsport and the Proton.
That was not an attractive car.
It was not. Especially after Snetterton when it got split in half.
It was decidedly less attractive then, yes.
Yeah. I mean, the first weekend I worked with the team, we managed to get reverse grid pole. And Dan, to be fair, Dan was a decent driver. And he was running third, and then a 50p bolt snapped and it put him out the race.
Yeah.
That would have been like...
These things happen in motorsport. I always remember, I mean, I was a massive Damon Hill fan back in the day, and It was a 50p washer that stopped him from winning the Hungarian Grand Prix for Arrows in '97.
Mad, isn't it? Like
on the
all that
last
money
lap.
that goes into building the
Yeah.
car, and a 50p or whatever it is, like it breaks and that's it. You're done.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
absolutely. So, do you get to much motorsport yourself, or
Yeah, I get
obviously
to
you were
as
at
much as I
Silverstone
can.
the other week, but
Yeah, I did Silverstone. We've done. My missus is actually a really big motorsport fan now, which helps
yeah,
quite a lot. So we did the Blompon, well not Blompon, GT World Challenge at Brands this year.
nice.
I've got a friend who's racing in that this year, so I had to get along to support him. Done a few British GTs this year, which again I have to get along to. Got one of my friends in the Bentley in that, which is always cool to see. And yeah, I've done a couple of touring cars as well, which is nice.
You say Bentley?
Yeah, the Bentley.
I thought that might wake Johnny back up from his
Are you a
twos.
bit of a Bentley? Bentley. I don't know what the word to
Fanboy.
describe it. Yeah.
Fanboy, yes.
Yeah, the British GT one, the Seto one. Will Tregertha, I know him really well.
Yeah, Ben knows Will from Simply Race.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I followed him a little bit in the
He's a
DTM
pro.
Trophy last year.
Proper quick pipe driver he is.
Yeah, he is very, very quick.
Yeah, he won Janetta Juniors with us, and then he won his first ever year in British GT with us. Yeah, the youngest ever pet driver pair, and him and the other guy Stuart Middleton, who's now a Lamborghini Junior factory driver.
Play.
And it shows what Janetta Juniors can do.
Yeah, definitely.
We had Lando Norris as well down there. So
But he hasn't aged since then either.
no, he still looks exactly the same as when he turned up to the factory for his seat fit.
Looks like
Yeah,
an
but-
overgrown 12-year-old.
The embarrassing thing was our truck driver went up to him and asked him if he was Lando's little brother.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that went down well.
I can imagine. I noticed that
Thieves.
Walters has got very, very close to Jongen, by the way, half a second.
He has, yeah. Jongen has dropped back a little bit off of Mecking. Jay Hartsense, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Yeah, so Jongen now has fallen back into the clutches of Walters, but also I'm just looking at Brinkman and Austin. There's something going on here. Yeah, Austin now past Brinkman. So Leighton Austin is up to 4th.
Which is really good stuff from Leighton, considering all the issues he had early doors. To be within the kind of the realms of the same pit strategy as the leaders now, could he get a podium? He's 49 seconds up till 3rd. Anything can happen. We know this.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a big ask, but all the stuff that happened to Austin, there's no reason why it couldn't happen to somebody in the top 3 as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the top 3 closing up as well. 1.7 from Mecking to Jongen, and then half a second from Jongen to Walters as well. So, anything can happen in the next 41 minutes.
That's Jongen in the gold-coloured AMG there. And, that's Walters in the red Audi. Just got a little touch from Woodley there, but it was a tricky place to be trying to squeeze through.
He was only 2 seconds from top 10.
He's catching him. He's certainly pushing that boy. He's doing really good lap times.
Just quickly checking in on the oNiD boys as well. They're up to 4th in class after their big incident that Ben had, and Ben's back in the car.
I drove past that. I wonder what happened to them.
Sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, classic. What happened to Brett, by the way?
Adam sniped him.
No, not again. He's in our like Discord call in our little team, and yeah, he was not having a good time. I don't know if he brings it on himself or he's unlucky there, but I didn't see it. So
I seem to remember he had many things happen in a short space of time, unfortunately. But these things happen in motor racing, whether it be real or virtual. So,
Interestingly, there was a little bit of a yellow flag out for Peter Jelinek, and Ben's now 1.2 seconds behind the third place in GT4s.
Let's pick up on that then. Yeah, there is Jelinek and Brown and C Winkler. So we've had a C Winkler and an S Winkler, but still no H Winkler. It's not fair.
Do you want to do your best Fonz impression? Is that
I
what it
don't
is?
have one. Eee.
Get rid of him. Yeah. Oh dear.
I'm just going to get banned soon, aren't
You wish.
I? I've been trying my best, but he refuses to ban me. Interestingly, look, this oNiD car has had its damage fixed at some point, hasn't it? Because that bonnet is a little bit more attached than it was earlier.
Yeah, perhaps I've got some tape on it, NASCAR style.
Never have too much tape. Fixes even F1 cars.
All the tape.
I hope they used body colour tape though, make it look pretty still.
Dave's saying OG damage fixed, but we've had more. Well, the colour doesn't look too bad, Dave. It's looked worse during the race.
It has, yeah. It would look worse if you were driving it as well, wouldn't it?
Right, I better head back to Stevie Boy. Otherwise, he'll be panicking. But
Yeah. Don't let him. Don't go in there too quick though. You might scare him.
I might scare him, yeah. If you see him in a wall in a second, you know why.
No, John, thanks very much for joining
Thanks
us,
for chatting,
mate.
boys. That's great chatting. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, good stuff.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, bye.
Nice to have a driver join us for a little while, especially somebody with a bit of real-life motorsport experience, not on the driving side, but some of the other jobs that go around in motorsport, which is great. Apparently, I've got to say something nice to you, Johnny.
Why?
I think Sam is trying to clear his bingo card, and
He surely hasn't got the hard line, has he? We haven't said the C word. Not that one, the other one.
no, I said chuff earlier on,
Ah.
a lot earlier on. But there's.
Speaking of chuff.
Oh, hang on. Speaking of chuff. And there's some racing on screen as well. Paul Prescott's got a yellow flag, although it's cleared now. But this is the battle for, well, second in class at the moment, but that's as some of the pit stops start to shake out, I think. But Jelinek and Brown side by side into the Parabolica.
Surely not round the outside. That would be ridiculous.
Oh, look at the GT3 coming straight through the middle. That is fantastic.
It's side by side. Oh, Jelenek's in the pits.
Wap, 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 wap.
Earl of Ipswich. Who was that loser?
Do you want the actual answer to that question or not? Meanwhile, the other one in your team is right behind Ebert for 10th. Look. So just the half second between them, and Mr. Earl, you do seem to have a fan in It's Nicoline, because he says whoever he was sounded so hunky.
Did you have to do it in the voice?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah.
Oh, you've had too many beers, Adam. You need to settle down.
Yeah, I'm starting to use.
See, I knew eventually if I said send it enough, Matt Holm would appear.
He's already been in and out
Oh,
whilst you're having a poo.
I wasn't having a poo.
Yeah, whatever. It's Nicoline said, that's exactly how I said it as well.
Stop it.
You embodied that perfectly.
Right, I'm going to write to Aldi and they've got to stop selling you that cheap, watered-down Foster's.
Oh, Steve sends it as well. Runs a touch deep. So he'll have to close the gap back up on Ebert. It's Nicoline with a follow as well, just because of my sensual voice. You see, that's why I do it, Johnny. It worked a charm.
Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it.
You are going to wake up in the middle of the night going, no,
You got me all flustered, Adam.
Oh dear. He's probably blushing as well. But there we go.
We do love Steve. Earl of Ipswich. Yes, we do love Steve. really want him to get the top 10. Like we touched on in commentary, he is...
Oh no.
What are you all knowing at?
I think we're going to see a replay of an oh no. So we've got Tuck Gibson and Hearn. I spotted these two were... Matt Holman says Sendimus Prime. That's Prime. Amazing. So anyway, we've got Tuck Gibson and Hearn coming down towards Parabolica. And I sort of know how it ends, but I want to know how it gets there. Oh, that's how.
Oh, did he keep it out of the wall? That's a hell of a slide. Well saved, Andy Hearn.
Wow. Unfortunately, Tuck Gibson did not fare quite as well and ended up in the wall. Now, out front, Mecking leads by 4 seconds now. Jongen is in the pits, though, so that will be interesting to see how that one works out. Steve Worrell, he's got ahead of Ebert because he has a further forward pit garage in the pit lane.
It'd be interesting to race off, well, I was going to say the race off pit road, but Ben is just pulling out now, so let's see if he managed to get ahead of Petty Jelinek.
Can we also just congratulate Dave Zalecki for the amount of wheel spin that he managed to get leaving his pit box just then? He absolutely sent it out. Good job, that man.
Something didn't quite go right for them because Jelinek is 3 seconds ahead. But Steve Worrell, is he going to filter back in? He's dropped. He's on his way.
He's ahead of Ebert. There's Ebert.
He is. So, the SGP boys, Mr. Earl and Mr. Worrell, are 10th. Good stuff. Is that a P10? Yes, it is. Oh, Hyde says he's getting in the car soon. Everyone needs to watch out.
Right, I should get the replays ready. Stand by. Here come the incidents.
Every time there's a Dan Hyde incident, we need to have a transition that just says you've been hided.
Yes. We just flicked over to Brinkman and Bohm, by the way, because they are still battling hard. Worrell is now 10th. Oh, an SG30 for Tuck Gibson as well. So I would suggest probably come into the pits after that incident. Hiker's got a flat tyre, so he's in the pits.
Unfortunate for Hiker, but he's doing so well, though, to be fair to him. Absolutely flying. Doing really good result for him so far.
Bohm around the outside of Brinkman. Around the outside, around the outside. Nicely done, that man. Oh, and then goes straight for the pits. It's like, I got my pass done. Now I can pit. Thank you.
Is it so? If we say send it 3 times, Holman appears. If we say round the outside 3 times, Princess JT appears. If we say Watkins Glen 3 times, D-Stat appears.
And if you say Galahad 3 times, I appear. Go, what? Huh? What?
Or disappear.
You can hope and pray. Would you like some bad news?
Steve's down to 12.
Yes. Now, I mean, obviously some of that is because of the stop, but the worst thing is that Martin Thorpe has actually just passed him legit for position. Oh, no, Thorpe still has a pit stop to go. It's fine. It's fine. But Ebert up the inside of Steve. So this is a live battle for what will be net 10th. Ebert out wide. Steve gets on the throttle. Side by side into Curva Grande. Please don't have an Alonso and Vettel moment through here. The BMW pulls through.
Yeah, and do it on the brakes as well. Look at the braking distance difference. So Steve needs to get back in his rhythm. He was really quick in his first stint, so he needs to get a shifty on.
Yeah, so Ebert has effectively just stolen that position back from the SGP boys. But still half an hour to go. Johnny, I almost said words that gave away the big announcement then.
Yeah, don't do that.
I opened my mouth and then went. No, I can't say that.
Just force that back in, quick. So, Leighton Austin takes the lead of the race.
Wow. I mean, I know it's you know, pit stops shaking out and all that kind of stuff, but even so, that's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, to be even in a position where he can lead the race at any point after his initial incidents and turn one incident with Jongen and the drive-through as well that it was caused by. You know, fair play to him. He's kept going as well. We encourage all our drivers to keep going if they do have issues, and he has done exactly that. And you know, he might feel, or he's got Brinkman behind him.
Oh,
what we up? Oh, what we up?
Next car on track for Austin. Dan Hyde.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sam says, big announcement, question marks, lots of. You can't tease up like that, Adam. Well, Johnny had already teased up like that early doors, so...
yeah. Very true, but I can't say anything. It will be officially announced this week. Oh, just... be patient, guys. There is something big coming. We're all working hard in the background to bring you what we hope is going to be a fantastic event. So yeah, we'll just have to see.
Have you seen Matt's comment?
Dan's already on track, so that helps.
As in, he's more dangerous when he's off track trying to rejoin it.
Is it Johnny quitting the pool team? I tried to step down as captain and you all said no.
Hang on, you're captain?
I am, yeah.
Does this team perform very well?
I do better when I'm not there, in actual
Well,
fact.
there you go. My work here is done. Hiker back out on track.
Oh God, he's got that hard in front of him. Johnny enjoying being the big boss man surprises you. Thank you. You don't know how that feels anymore, Matt, do you?
Ooh.
You can play that game.
Hello, yeah, ambulance, please. Yeah, no, it's been a severe burn. Yeah, oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not my production team I'm calling out to, by the way. They're gone these days. Yeah. Jimbo's stolen them. And yes, SimCurves, you're right. It is Hilker, not Hiker. But he has recently adopted Hyker as he's spelling in our Discord because everyone kept calling him Hiker. So
yeah, it just stuck.
Yeah.
Nick Wade, hello mate. Welcome to the stream. Heard you trying to pronounce 5-car. It's sports car racing. Oh right, okay, that makes a bit more sense.
I can't remember. When did we do that? Who's car
We
number
did
5?
sports car. It's Martin Thorpe's team, isn't it?
Oh, I know. I was like sports car racing, wasn't I? That's right.
Yeah, but it's sports car racing. Oh, okay, I get it.
Matt Holman says call 911. No, wrong country. As Krebs joins the race. So Krebs onto track, taking over from T'others.
That's probably just writing his consultancy resignation as we speak.
Well, so far he is consulted on taking the mickey out of you, which for me deserves a raise.
Not totally wrong. I was typing. 5 years of it, Johnny boy. I'll enjoy watching your gradual demise over the next few years. You'll be right by my side, Matt. I can assure you.
Not as much as we will.
Who you're laughing at? That means you'll have to take over.
That's fine. I haven't got anything else to do. Meanwhile, you've got Ricardo Mecking sitting second at the moment. Austin yet to pit. So Mecking is your de facto race leader right now.
Yeah, and it's got a nice 4-second gap back to John Walters.
Yeah, and it's Walters, not Jongen.
It is Walters, not Jongen. So Brinkman's also in the pit. Luca Bolm, there's a yellow flag out for Luca Bolm as well. So I don't know what's happened there.
I would suggest there's been a problem, Johnny.
Oh, that car doesn't look particularly good. Exit of Ascari? No.
No. Loses it halfway down the straight. Oh.
Looks like it. Yeah, look, lack of concentration. That looks like to me.
Oh, someone
Probably
was checking their phone.
Checking their. See, don't have your phone out while driving, boys and
No.
girls.
Exactly. That's what happens, you see.
Matt says, "What a sausage."
He hasn't pitted. So the damage must not feel terrible.
Or he also doesn't want to. He's going to lose a lot of time anyway because of the damage.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to pit again. But good news for Martin Thorpe, because Martin Thorpe, if the car is damaged, Martin Thorpe might even gain position even though he's got a stop to do. But Leighton Austin has just come into the pits as well. So I'm guessing he will be trying to cycle out in front of Tom Brinkman to regain... and Banks as well, to try and regain 4th position, maybe?
You'd think so. Oh, so Bolm now loses a position to both Jacobs and Krebs there. But Jacobs and Krebs pretty close together on track. So I think Bolm is probably going to have to box at the end of this lap because he's losing positions now. So that's not looking great, really, is it?
So yeah, Martin Thorpe is the only car left to pit, I believe. Just going to check. I think everyone's pretty much done their pit stops.
Matt Holman wants to know, why did I not shout sausage?
Hossage.
Sausage!
Send it! No. Anyway.
Anyway, for anyone who's just joined, welcome to the madness. It is the oNiD Arms trying to bring you live coverage of a race. The race that you are watching is the Jimmy Broadbent powered by oNiD 2.4 hour series round 3 at Monza. We have 23 minutes left, so we've done just over the 2 hours now, and we've just got that last dribble left to go as Krebs makes the position past Jacobs and moves into 7th.
I just noticed Leighton Austin as well didn't manage to get past Banks, so he's down to 5th, but he's only a second and a half behind Banks. So if Leighton Austin can get past Banks and up into 4th, what a result for Leighton Austin.
Walters is catching Mecking, by the way. Gap's down to 3.7. Jongen kind of going with. Austin down to 6/10 behind Banks. So let's go on board. Looking backwards from John Banks in the Vaughan Motorsports Audi. You can see Austin is closing. And let's not forget, for anyone recently joining, Leighton Austin earlier on in the race had some problems, had a crash, had a drive-through, so had 2 lengthy pit stops as a result, and found himself down in 18th place earlier on. He's fought his way back through, been a bit clever with his pit strategy as well, and driven some great laps, and now finds himself in a battle for 4th overall. So a really great performance from Leighton Austin, and a great example, Johnny, of why you should never give up.
No, yeah, that's exactly what we ask of our drivers. Don't give up, no matter the circumstances, because there is points to be had at the end of the day. You don't get anything for a DNF. And this just proves that he's going to get a really good points haul going into the final 2 rounds as well. And remember, only all the results really matter, and at the end of the day you want to finish as high up as you possibly can. He's doing really, really well, so really pleased for Leighton. He's doing fantastic stuff, and he's really keeping going. Big shout out to Hiker, who's up into 14th as well, and Sam keeps cheering him on. A lot of people here to cheer on Hiker, so Hiker's had a really good race.
20 minutes left then. Is that the top 3 that we're going to finish with, do you think?
I think that's the top 3. What positions they finish in within that top 3?
Cop out.
It's very much still up for discussion.
Oh, as we see Banks running a bit wide into the dirt and gravel on the exit of Ascari. This will give Austin a good run up towards the back of the Audi as they come up towards the Parabolica. So we are on board right down low with Leighton Austin in that Quantum Racing Team BMW. And there's Steve Burrell getting out of the way. Looked like Steve taking to the pits, actually. So I don't know whether he's got a problem or whether he was just... Yeah, he is in the pits. But this is the battle that we're looking at. Let's go helicam and see how it looks from above. Because Austin positioning himself very nicely to get up the inside.
And does. Oh, and just beautifully cuts the corner off as well. Gets that move done. Brakes on the BMW. Amazing. Gets it done. Well done, Leighton Austin. Great pass. Oh, dear.
I think you may have sniped this team as well, Johnny. So...
The bonnet's already up.
Yeah. Oh! Ah! Le double sausage. Oh, dear.
I can imagine that they're both going to be ruin the day they chose the BMW for this series. Yeah, they're not having the best of time of it. But they're still going. That's the main thing.
Never give up.
Matt says, I think Banks left a deposit after that. I'm sorry, that's dreadful. Double sausage, cut them in half, sausage sandwich. Oh, God. Good God.
Oh, I had a sausage sandwich for breakfast. Oh, lovely stuff.
I'm actually having homemade McDonald's in the morning. You can buy the round sausage patties from Aldi.
What? You tell me this after I've been to Aldi?
Yeah, you should know.
No, I shouldn't.
It's amazing. You can get basically a whole McDonald's from Aldi. The sausage patties, the hash browns. Then you go and buy some English muffins, an egg, some bacon if you want to. Jobs are good. Probably not helping Matt's hunger.
Ah, that's Matt's problem, not yours. Don't make his problem your problem. It's fine. So I'm just looking up and down the field to see whether we've got any big battles going on at the moment. I don't think we really do. Probably the closest is Axlan and Ebert for 10th overall. So I wonder if Mr. Earl is still listening in chat, if he can just let us know what happened with Steve, why he had to take an extra pit stop there. Sorry, Johnny, you were saying?
Yeah, I was going to say it's not probably pick up on SGP because they're down in 15th.
Yeah, there was obviously a problem there because Steve had to take an extra pit stop, so yeah.
He did. Matt says, our mornings are different, Johnny. I'm going running on a 5k park run, you lazy feck. There's a word missing out of that. I'll let you all think about that.
It also begins with F as well, doesn't it?
Earl of Ipswich says there was contact with a GT4. Yes, Sam, thank you. Earl of Ipswich said there was contact with a GT4 for Steve, unfortunately. So that's why he's had to go in the pits. Unfortunate for that team, they were doing so well as well after initial incidents. But the gaps are opening up a bit at the front, I've just noticed. Mech into Walters is now 5 seconds. Jongen is 2.4 seconds further back. But Banks hasn't given up on Leighton Austin either, so he's only a second back, battling for 4th.
Indeed. Thorpe still hasn't pitted. I hope Martin hasn't forgotten. I'm assuming there's going to be a last-minute stop in there. Although, when it's mandatory tyres, I've never really understood a last-minute stop because you don't really gain anything from it, do you?
No, but if you're in the groove, you've got a bit of rhythm going, and you're quicker than the guys you're passing. You know, you want to try and get as much as a gap as possible. Looking at it, I think he's probably going to be 11th or 12th when he comes out of the pits. Considering he had that big incident early doors, him and Gary have driven quite, really well to get themselves back up in contention for a top 10. Probably just a little bit out of their reach though, with 15 minutes to go.
In general,
13th, by the way.
In general, for a Monza race that's multi-class, this, dare I say it, has been pretty clean. I mean, yes, there's been a little bump here or there, a few incidents, and there's a couple of little bits at turn 1, but in general, it's been pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought turn 1 was very good considering the carnage we can usually get at Monza. We didn't see that. There's been a few incidents, maybe a lack of concentration. We saw an early incident with Jongen and Austin, but there's not been many incidents that we've seen. I can say it's probably one of the cleaner Monza races I've seen, and that's just the standard of the drivers, isn't it? Obeying the blue flag rules, the GT4 guys getting out of the way when they need to, realising they don't need to get out of the way as well if they're in a battle, and staying predictable. The GT3 guys, obviously it's a two-way thing as well. The GT3 guys have got to get past safely, from what I've seen, it's really good. And I may have just sniped Hiker.
Do we have an issue there?
There was a yellow flag out from him, whether he just went a little bit wide.
Yeah, I think
he's
so.
Still going.
Yeah, he's still going. Hasn't lost a position either. Now, your man Sam in chat also put. Oh, look at that absolute plethora of cars all together all of a sudden. And look, that is.
What a beautiful word.
Yeah. Oh, that was Burrell in the wall, was it? Yes, I think it was. But we're watching Axelan against Ebert. Because the plethora of cars has grouped these two right together again, so this is a good battle for 10th. Oh, Axelan gets it very sideways on the sausage as well, and now Ebert. How on earth did that Porsche not end up in the wall then?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
You only have to look at a curb in the Porsche, and you're already spinning. He's done incredible to keep hold of that. Luca Baldwin with a drive-through. Yeah, it's a shame because Sam was just saying, and quite rightly so, there's not been many drive-throughs tonight for this type of track. But that's mainly because Steve Bain's not here tonight. Now this is going to get really tasty into turn 1. What a fantastic overtake on the GT4 of oNiD Racing, by the way, from that BMW. Round the outside, going...
Round the outside.
Around the outside, and then does actually take the position from
Axelan.
There we go. Very good stuff. Really good bit of driving that from me, but
certainly was. So 12 minutes left. Martin Thorpe's still yet to take his final stop, so we don't quite know how those last couple of spots in the top 10 are going to shake out. Maybe Martin just trying to build a bit of a gap before stopping. He's probably just gained a position from Bolm getting a drive through though.
Hiker's probably going to gain from this, I would think.
Yeah, so I don't think Hiker's quite going to make the top 10 that you suggested, but even a 12th would be a great result for Hiker.
Especially he's doing it on his own as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Really fantastic stuff. He should be really pleased with that effort. Might even see if I can get a sneaky drive with Hiker in one of the rounds as well before this season's out.
What, this season?
Yeah.
Who am I going to commentate with?
Well, there's loads of people that's available. You don't need me all the time.
What about if I wanted to sneak a drive with someone?
Look.
It's my ball.
You said it, not me.
Things out front have really settled down. 4.6 now the gap first to second, 2.6 the gap second to third, so I think that one's pretty much going to stay as it is. Leighton Austin then a fair chunk behind that battle as well. We'll see the gap at some point when Austin crosses the line. And then, Banks is 3.5 off of Austin. So, things pretty settled in the top 5 or so, Johnny.
Yeah, I would say so now. It's all the gaps are all eking out a little bit. And, it looks like we're going to have, all being well, in the last 10 minutes, Meckin's going to finish first, Walters. But Jongen saying that is not too far behind Walters. but then fourth and fifth are pretty much set. You know, Austin's 50 seconds behind the front three, so and Martin Thorpe still hasn't took his pit stop.
Sam makes a very good point, a very, very good point that I take heartily on board. If Johnny races, I can stream snipe you.
To be fair,
And
the
I
last
would.
2 rounds, we could jump in because we all are part of Racing Stronger,
Yep.
so we could do a round each with Hiker.
We've got Hus Hiker yet. He might not like the sound of that.
We're the bosses. Do as we're told.
That would mean you'd have to drive the Lexus.
That's all right. I'm not that much against the Lexus. You'll enjoy it more than I will, but.
I don't know. I'm getting ready to ditch the Lexus. So, Johnny, might also just be worth pointing out that something starts on Monday.
Yes, yeah. Monday is the start of the Jimmy Broadbent powered by oNiD Racing British GT3 series. We have 50 sign-ups for this. Going to be absolutely amazing. Looking forward to it. First round at Brands on Monday. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of the hottest days ever recorded, so the guys are going to have to deal with the heat inside their own rigs. But yeah, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good series. Something format slightly different as well, something we haven't tried before, with no refueling allowed in the 60-minute races. So yeah, certainly something I've been looking forward to, and you know, Stevie Bain and Andy Hearn have been major helps with it as well. Thinking of different formats and different races, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting going as well. And I believe we're going to be streaming as well. Ben's going to be on stream for that one, so yeah, really, really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great series.
I'm concerned for my own welfare, to be honest, and even whether it's going to be possible to run a PC in that kind of heat, because when it's 25 outside, it is 32 in the shed. So if it is 38 outside,
Get a fan.
what, another one? I've got 4 already in here. So yeah, that one might be interesting. But
My missus just started fanning me with a book. Yeah, if you want to do that on Monday for like 3 hours, that'd be wonderful.
I thought it was cool down in your basement.
No, it's a bit warm tonight.
Oh, bless. It's all right in here tonight. It's quite nice, quite lovely, in fact. But what I was going to say is I still haven't decided on a car yet.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn myself because I'm using the AMG in the oNiD Sundays.
Yeah.
Which I really like. Which I was tempted to use for the GT3 series in Jimmy on a Monday, but apparently wants to go back to me beloved Bentley.
Of course it does. Well,
It's been ages.
I'm kind of tempted to go Audi. I enjoyed it round Kyle Army last week for the little warm-up race. So I'm kind of tempted to go with it, but I'm going to be... and Alex Shahabi, that is a disgusting comment.
Oh, that's a comment I can get on board with.
I'd rather you didn't, please.
Oh dear.
I'm not repeating that one. Oh, Matt!
Oh dear.
Oh, what have we done to chat? What have we done? They were all nice, innocent, friendly people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Audi. I think I might drive the Audi.
Let's all go for a ride.
There's space for all of you, don't worry.
Like a mud chute. Anyway, oh dear.
Oh dear. Yes, permission to vom, please.
I
Ah, dear.
just can't.
No. Can we time Alex out for that?
Sam says he's eating as well. Oh dear.
I hope it. No, I'm not going to go there.
McDonald's and a chocolate milkshake. Anyway. Oh, stop it now, chat. Look what you've done. Oh, oh no. Matt says hot dog and a brownie. Yeah. Oh god, we're broken. Oh dear. Sorry guys, there is action on track, but me and Adam are broken. As Jeroen Jongen is actually only a second behind John Walters coming into the final few minutes of the race. We said it might be close towards the end.
Yeah.
You right, Adam?
No.
Oh dear.
You know when you laugh so hard you end up coughing, and then you cough so hard you get a headache.
Oh dear, thank you for that, Alex. That's brought much joy into the stream.
And vom. Oh dear. Petrolhead Harry, hello, first time chat. I got the same problem with the shed. Great in winter, but 25 outside, shed will be 30. So installing an extractor fan, see if it helps, and a vent the other side, see what happens. But have 4 screens so it's a sauna. Yeah, do you know what, an extractor fan isn't a terrible idea. Yeah. Anyway, welcome along to the chat. Thanks for joining.
Jongen has got Dan Hyde in front of him. We're on board with Jongen. If he gets past fairly easily, he's only 6/10 behind John Walters with 3 minutes to go. This is for the second step of the podium. After 2.5 hours, Adam, be less than a second apart. Incredible, right?
Madness, absolute madness, and these positions have yo-yoed all the way through the race. So it's one of those where it's not just like one driver is faster than the other. It is a case of, you know, these things, you know, ebb and flow through the race as tyres are in different standards and drivers are in different grooves, and you know, it's just interesting to see the way it plays out as the race goes on. But these two cars have swapped position a few times, and it may yet happen in the last 2.5 minutes of this race once again.
Yeah, certainly a great battle all through the race. Been really interesting. Jongen's been absolutely flying in that AMG. Really good car. He seems to really get the best out of it. Yeah, like I said, he has been yo-yoing. It's been really, really good fun to watch.
I love the red accents in the lights on Jongen's AMG, because it just looks really mean coming up behind a car. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
looks
really,
angry.
Really nice. And I can imagine with less than 2 minutes to go, as we see Walters go past the badly damaged oNiD car, and Jongen's about to do the same. I can imagine Jongen is full on demon mode, trying to get as close as he can to Walters up in second place. So this will be the penultimate lap as well, I think. I don't think Meckin's going to get through for another lap after this one. So we'll be coming on to the last lap. There is a yellow flag out. I'm not sure who that's for. Prescott. We need to touch on, we haven't really touched on the GT4s with this battle raging, but Willie Thorne is actually still leading the GT4s in that Alpine. Betten in the AMG, so Betten and Tomlinson in second place, Jelinek in third.
Leaders on final lap.
So this is our final lap. So let's see Thorne just going off a little bit there. But yeah, he's comfortably in the lead. So where is Jongen going to have a look then into turn one, side by side? Going to get it done. Does he get it stopped?
There is
Little
contact.
touch.
Oh, and
There is contact.
Walters does the just cut across the chicane move. Now, even if there's a debate about whether the move was complete or not, he certainly needs to give back the time that he gained by cutting across the track, which I think he's just about doing now. Probably needs to give back a little bit more though, because at the moment he's gained an advantage by cutting across the corner, and that would
say that he was put there by Jongen though. So,
you could, and I'm sure that's the line that he would go with. But it's a shame if it robs us of a great fight towards the end. I'm just going to check in on where Mecking is though. We'll keep an eye on the battle for second, but Mecking coming towards the end of the race now. And a great drive from Ricardo Mecking. I think he was about 4th or 5th on the grid.
I can tell you actually. He started 4th.
Yeah, so really good performance from him to come up through the field. And here he comes out the final corner then. We'll flick back to the battle for second, but there we go. Leader finishes second. The battle is to the line. Which car has the poke in the run to the line? And Walters gets it by 16 thousandths of a second. What a run to the line. What a run.
Wow, what a finish. Don't think they could have got any closer. Side by side. Wow, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Big shout out to the guy we have on screen at the minute. Leighton Austin has had the most hellish of race at the start. An incident with Jongen early doors. Had to take to the escape road at turn 1. Got to drive through because of it. Had to go and get damage fixed. And has battled and battled and battled on a single drive. He's had no teammate to help him. Has worked his way back up into 4th, which is quite amazing.
Giving Cody a push across the line as well. And yeah, so Leighton takes that position at the finish. And yeah, the positions on the left-hand side are not giving you the true story of the finish, because some people jumping out the server as soon as they're finished. So Mecking won from Walters, then Jongen, Austin, and Banks. Brinkman about to come across the line in 6th. There he is. Then Krebs finishing 7th for that 69 car. Sander Jacobs next up for the 89, and that pretty much brings us all to a close, because it was Ebert in 9th, Thorpe 10th, Bohm 11th, Hearn 12th, Van der Veen 13th, Worrell 14th, Santon 15th, Bempe 16th, Zamanska was 17th, Willie Thorne 18th, and winner in GT4. Then you got Beaton, Jelinek, Prescott, Koski, Rodriguez, Zalecki, Hyde, Kode, Cameron, Wang, Woodley, and Bell. Johnny, driver of the day.
Leighton Austin, hands down.
Yeah, Leighton Austin. Yeah,
hands down. Brilliant from him. Really good stuff. Was fantastic throughout. You know, it's what we've said it before. It's what you need to do. Early incidents mean nothing in an endurance race. You get damaged, you get it fixed. You change your strategy, and you make it work for you, which he did, and he gets 4th. You know, great effort. Really good effort. Shout out to Hiker as well, finishing 13th. Great result for him. Really good. Really pleased for him. And also the sports car racing guys, Martin Thorpe, even with that late pit stop, still managed to get 10th. So good effort for them as well.
Yeah, it certainly was. Really good action all the way through the evening. And plenty to keep us occupied across 2 hours 24. And Hiker in chat saying he was aiming for a top 20, so a top 15 is a bloody win for me. And yes, it is, sir. You did really, really well there. Well deserved.
There's an open offer to have me and Adam in the car for the last 2 rounds.
Ooh.
So me and Adam will do a round with you each, if you would like to, in the Racing Stronger team.
It's a racing stronger Lexus. I'm up for it.
Yeah, well, we were going to be racing anyway. I'm sure there's a couple of guys that can come in and step in for us, commentary-wise, so we can get a race in before the season is out. So if you want us to come and do a race with you, shout up and we'll happily come and race. Also, because I just want to get in on the action. It looks amazing.
It does. It does look really good. It does look really good. I'm still saying that was a ridiculously good example of good racing around Monza. There was a couple of little bumps in T1. There was a couple of little other issues here and there, but in general, the racing was fantastic tonight. Really, really good, hard but fair racing. And we're just seeing some of the action in the background as well. Thanks for the follow there as well, much appreciated. Great to have some new followers and some new subscribers along the way as we've gone on through the action tonight.
Mr. SGP's in it. Mozzart, Steve O'Hara himself. Wicked race, guys. Loved it.
It was good. It was absolutely superb. And oh wow, we missed that one from Luca Bohm earlier on. Mass sausage de incidente.
That was amazing. Well held as well. Could have easily ended up in a barrier.
Certainly
there were some great moves as well. There were some brilliant, really, really good moves. And the GT4 guys, I must commend you. You know, it's a really tough track for GT4s, especially when you've got GT3s. And we saw so many cars bunched up together at times, and it all looked fairly clean for the most part. Was really, really good. Really enjoyed watching that, and you've all done really well.
It was Garin Phillips with the follow. Thank you for that. Saying sorry I joined late. Looks like it was epic. Yeah, it was pretty good. You can always rewatch the entire stream on Twitch, and by the end of the weekend it'll also be available on our YouTube channel as well. And Joshy96 with a follow as well. So great stuff to have a few new faces come and join us with this one. There were a few times tonight where there was just a huge gaggle of cars all together, just like that. What did I call it earlier? A plethora of cars on track all at the same time, and that's what this multi-class racing does, isn't it? Just it gives you big groups of action at times.
Yeah, it does. It's really good. And guys, you know, if people join in late and are just coming into the stream and actually race ACC and want to get involved, or if anyone wants to put a car in for the last 2 rounds, I think there is 5 spots available. So I'll open the championship back up for anyone who wants to stick a team in for the last couple of rounds. It'd be good to get quite a few guys, get a bigger grid out there. We had 37 starters tonight from 55 entries, so it'd be really good if we can kind of get mid-40s for the last 2 rounds. So if anyone does want to join in for the last 2 rounds, please feel free.
Very good. Well, I think probably with that, Johnny, we can just about end tonight's stream, because I don't know about you, but I'm going to go and have a little dabble in AMS too. It's Friday night and I've got a couple of beers to drink.
Yeah, I think I might go and have a little dabble in AMS too. If anyone wants to come and have a little dabble with us, I'm sure we'll have a public lobby open. If you guys want to come and join, feel free.
Johnny and I like a Friday night dabble in AMS too. It's been a while because, well, the last few Fridays I've been gallivanting around, so it's quite nice to actually have a Friday at home and a weekend off as well. Joy on unbridled joy, a weekend off. But what's up next on oNiD? What's next on the stream schedule?
Next on the stream is Jimmy's British GT3 Championship on Monday. Not got a Sunday stream this week because we started the evaluations for oNiD's GT3 series, which is incredible. 100 drivers.
Oh, it's mad.
2 full splits, which we're going to have to sort into a split 1 and a split 2, but these what's the evaluations are for. So that's the next race. Then we have Tuesday GT4s are back. I'll be racing in that one, and then
And I'll be on comms for that one. Score.
Nice. We got Mr. O'Grady Hydra himself with you, I believe, again on Tuesday.
It's a right good laugh. Me and Hydra on a Tuesday night, bringing some GT4 action to your screen. So yeah, that one will be fun.
There may be a AC event with Jimmy on Wednesday. Keep an eye out for that.
And then of course Thursday night is the final round of the Rookies Championship.
It is final round of the Rookies. Lots of championships to be given away and decided that evening, so that'll be a good one before we make the move into the amateur series. So keep an eye out for that as well. And then Friday, I think we've got a night off.
Sounds good.
A much needed night off, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah, so busy week. You'll catch us again. We tend to have a few things going on in the week. Thank you for all the regular faces that joined us tonight. JT, Iker, Mr. Yellowneck who was on track, Ben, Dan Hyde, Mr. Shahabi who joined us tonight. Thank you for...
Yeah, we won't ever forget his input to tonight, will we?
Matt Wilmot, and thank you to Jonathan L for joining us in the comments for a little bit of a chat. That was nice earlier.
Indeed. Right, well, we're going to wrap it up there, and we're going to go dive into some fun times now, so feel free to come join us if you fancy it. If not, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Yeah, cheers, guys.